yes. Oh, yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Council of Creators, episode 76. That's a lot. I don't know. Are we going to make it to 100? Probably not, but we're here. Chainsaw Reacts, your host. Alan's Movie Talk is back. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks for having me back on. Appreciate it.
Love the shirt. Love the shirt. And for the first time, Film Girl Tay is on. Thank you for being here. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, first time. And Ronan Unchained is here, of course. Welcome, Ronan.
What's up?
What's up? And James is back. Welcome back, sir.
What's up? Ronan, does that come from like a title of a comic or a movie or anything like that? It's a very epic handle that you're going by.
Yeah,
I was just killing it now. Oh,
yeah,
my handle?
name. Yeah.
So, Jesus Christ. If I remember it right, I think I was like in the samurai zone watching samurai movies, and I had just seen Frank Miller's Ronin, like the title of the book, and I was like, well, people don't usually say Ronin a lot. It's mostly samurai stuff here and there. And so I'm like, I'll use that. And then I think I was watching Django Unchained. I was like, I like the Unchained part. I won't use Django because that's already been used. So,
oh, perfect.
I like it.
It's more original than my name. Reacts like, are you original? No.
I've already told you how much I've kept mixing up Chainsaw Man with Chainsaw Reacts so many times while I was watching that series. I was like, oh man, but
yeah.
I did, man.
Yeah, you know.
I think your name is cool, Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should just call it Chainsaw, but I created this channel like forever ago, back in 2014, back when Reacts was cool to have in your name. So I've been this too long. 10 years, it's too much.
Yeah, you gotta stick it up.
It works for you.
It works. Yeah, it's
works,
fine.
man.
It's whatever.
It works.
Yeah. Oh man, it's been kind of a slow week. I don't know. It's been kind of like, well, we had some stuff. Obviously, the Spider-Man show wrapped up. We had Captain America last week, and not a lot of news. It's just kind of just waiting around at this point.
Yeah.
You know.
I bet Alan's Movie Talk though was excited for the monkey because I know you are a horror aficionado.
Oh, the monkey!
Absolutely. Yep. Got my tickets for
yeah.
sure.
Oh,
Nice.
Please tell me how good it is because I want to see it too.
I saw it at an early access screening last Monday. No spoilers, but if you liked Osgood Perkins' last movie, I suspect you're going to like this one. It's much more darkly funny than his previous movie, Long Legs, but I thoroughly enjoyed the monkey.
Yeah, I've heard that, but I was a little disappointed with Long Legs. I enjoyed the first two acts of it, and then when you kind of got the reveals of what was really going on in that third act, it lost me a little bit. But I did like the vibe and what he did as a director there. So, I'm looking forward to the monkey.
Yeah, Long Legs was crazy. Like the tone and aesthetics, I'm like, oh, this is making me uneasy. But yeah, it is kind of goofy because Nicolas Cage is really he's hamming it up really a lot. It's like it's too much. It's too much. It's like he's singing and stuff.
The more he gets revealed, yeah.
Is it like Mandy?
The more
you need to watch it. It'll make you uncomfortable though. Yeah.
I haven't seen that one, so I'm gonna add it to my list.
Yeah,
it's weird because I've liked his stuff. Like I thought Mandy was bonkers. I even saw the Color of Color of Space, that Lovecraft one. That was that shit crazy. And then Pig was a surprise. I was like, I fucking love this movie, but damn, it is not what they marketed, which was I think a good thing for it, where it was like it's the dude who's low as it gets. And yeah, people have been raving about Long Legs since it came out, so I was very interested to see how people would think of the monkey.
Also, it's just cool seeing movies that are modest in their budget, that are like 10 to 12 million.
Yeah,
kind of fighting above their weight class. The monkey is about, I think it was an $11 million budget, and Long Legs had a $10 million budget, and Long Legs grossed over 100. And so I feel like for people who are looking for or craving original movies that are not like the 13th version of a story we've seen a million times, it's within the horror genre right now that we're seeing some of the most original filmmaking. And A24 dropped a cool trailer today called Bring Her Back, coming out on May 30th. I want to put that on people's radar. The same people who made Talk to Me, those Australian filmmakers, are making Bring Her Back, and the trailer was disturbing as hell.
I was uncomfortable. At first, I'm like, what is going on? But what it reminded me of was the Long Legs marketing, where you're watching those first couple of pieces of marketing for Long Legs. You're like, what is this movie about? Like, what?
Yeah.
I think that's the beauty of marketing in general. Like, I understand marketing to an extent. You have to reach as many people as possible. But if you can make people question, like, what did I just watch? I think that's good marketing because you're going to go, okay, I got to watch that again. Because what was that? What's going on? Or like,
and if the movie's good enough where you can afford to save the best for the show, as opposed to dumping it all in the trailer. Like, if they're like keeping their cards close to their vest, like, all right, there's actually a movie there, as opposed to when thing, because they're just trying to basically trick you into the theater.
Yeah.
Pretty much, which I mean, that's the unfortunate part, right? They show you really cool stuff in the marketing to get you into the theater, and then you've seen all the good stuff. And I hate that. Like, okay, I didn't have to go watch the movie because you showed everything. Like, for example, I keep thinking about is the Fan 4 Stick 2015, that marketing. Like, they showed so much stuff in their trailers that wasn't in the movie.
Yeah.
To get you into the theater if you actually decide to go, because no one did. I did. And there was stuff I'm like, where's this? Where's this? It's all cut. Or
the teaser, dude, that first teaser was so good, and it was the vibe of the first third of the movie where I'm like, okay, I'm with this. It's a take, but it's not as bad as. And then something happens, and you're like, oh no,
it falls apart.
They montage through everything.
It's the time jump.
I'm like, what is happening? Yeah,
it's the time jump because when they first do the body horror where they're all revealing of their abilities when they first get their abilities. Why are they saying this movie's bad? And then like the year or two later, time I'm like, oh no, okay, this is where it falls apart. Yep, that's where all the reshoots and changes came in.
There it is. Yep.
It is a production tactic. I work behind the scenes on a lot of stuff, and it's what we do. Like, we take those clips that we cut out that don't make it on the cutting room floor, and we use them for the trailers. And I know I'm probably late talking about this, but I feel like they did a lot of that with Joker, even though some stuff was like in there, but the trailer looked like the movie was going to be badass, and it was crap. So, but it made people go watch it.
And it was a musical. So.
Yeah, that's
a damn musical. So
musical. I mean, look how successful Wicked was, right? Musical, so that worked. Joker.
We knew Wicked was a musical.
Yeah, we knew that before.
And we knew Joker 2 was, but the problem is that's a bad movie because it's literally let's take an after credit scene and expand it for 2 hours because that's what it felt like to me.
But there's a weird new phenomenon going on with musicals where they hide the fact that it's a musical. In some cases, like with Wonka, they were trying to disguise the fact.
Yeah.
Like, if you're having to disguise the fact that it's a musical, maybe don't make a musical. But it's like, for people who love musicals, I feel like they should lean into it and really, advertise it, put their best foot forward. But it's a strange case where they don't quite know how to market musicals in the modern day. But they're obviously as an audience, I think Wicked grossed like 700 million worldwide. There's somebody out there who wants to see him. I saw Wicked, and I don't even really like musicals.
Yeah, we haven't watched it, my wife and I, but I think we will at some point. But I know for a fact, based on Wicked, I know, I'm sorry, Wicked for Good, the sequel, I bet that if it's as big as Wicked 1, people are already expecting that to make $1 billion.
I think it'll be bigger.
The first one, I think it's definitely going to be bigger.
And the first one got people back to the theater who hadn't been to the theater in a long time. Like, my sisters and my mother rarely go to the theater. They all went to see Wicked. So
yeah. I think that's the same thing kind of happened with like Top Gun Maverick. At one point, they brought the older audience finally back to the theater years ago when that came out. So there are certain films that do it. I mean, I know a lot of people personally that just don't go to the theaters anymore. They just don't. Like, there's no reason to.
The AMC member, baby. Give me a warm seat and some popcorn, and I am sitting and I'm seated.
Do you use the heater in the AMC seats? Because some of them have the electronic heater.
Some of them do. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Like, cool, it's already, but I'm just going to turn it on.
Why is it here? I'm going to use it. But yeah,
exactly.
If it's good enough to give me, I'm gonna go. I'd rather go. First of all, I want to support the film. Let's be honest. Like, I want to spend my money and go support the film, especially if it's Marvel or something. But I can go to the movies. I can go. But I agree. It's a lot of people that we got spoiled during COVID. They brought everything to TV and streaming services. And now that's kind of what everybody wants. And if you notice, a lot of movies are going to streaming quicker. It was a movie that just came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's
Companion.
Companion just went on to digital, and it just came out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and
back in the day, you had to wait 6 months to watch a movie at home.
My wife and I, we saw Companion theaters opening night Thursday preview, and we loved it. It was really fun. And literally, as before I got upstairs, she's scrolling through TikTok, and it's playing a scene. She's seeing a scene from Companion on TikTok already. I'm like, okay, this is the problem. Like, that movie, it's not like you have to see it in theaters, but I think you should support it in theaters if you can. Like, that was a really solid film. But there's a lot of people like, yeah, like they'll just wait because literally a lot of films back in 2024, a month after theatrical release, boom, digital.
Yeah, like, I just get so much more out of the theater experience because I put the phone away, I'm focused, and whether I love it or hate it, I'm at least totally focused on it, and so I just get a very clear picture. Even if I'm watching one of my all-time favorite movies at home, I'm pausing it 100 times and doing other shit. It's just a very different experience. So, how
often do you hold the bathroom run when you're at the theater? Like you can sit there and you gonna hold it, but if you're home, I'm always on my phone. That's a good point, Jeff. Yeah.
That's why I always try to go before the movie starts. The one time I hated the fact I had to was Avengers Endgame, and I'm recording an audience reaction on my phone. So at one point you can hear me get up and come back because I've left the phone there. I had 3 hours. Like, oh God, I hated it, but I had to go.
You're supposed to have a catheter for Endgame, sir.
Yeah. or I said they were jokingly saying they're going to put out Marvel diapers for people to kind of just so they don't have to leave the theater.
I would retire from the Marvel community if they started putting out Marvel diapers for their screenings.
Marvel undies.
Well, whenever Secret Wars comes out, that's probably gonna be like 5 hours long.
Yeah.
So.
But whenever people die from like marathon gaming sessions, like 36, 48 hours long or whatever, they always are wearing diapers at the time. Like, you know what? Of all the ways that I can go, I don't want to die during a marathon session playing video games wearing diapers. That's not how I want to go out.
That's pretty freaking.
Yeah.
And you know they chose that. They chose to go
they
that
opted
route.
in.
They opted like, yep, I'm gonna wear a diaper. I'm gonna sit here.
And sit in it. Oh my God.
Brutal.
No, not for
That's
me.
what they do.
I know at least get like a catheter or something.
They do it at the ball drop. Did y'all hear that? At the ball drop in
really?
New York? Yeah, because there's nowhere to use the bathroom. People are like, hey, I have on a diaper, and they don't go to the bathroom, and they stand for hours in diapers.
They don't want to lose their spot for some reason.
Yeah, to watch a ball drop.
To watch a ball drop.
To watch
you can do it on TV. Yeah,
they went to. Yeah, you could literally be at home on TV, and then make sure you go to the bathroom 3 minutes before, and you'll watch the ball drop. You're good.
Yep.
Or you just don't celebrate it, and you just go to bed or do whatever. You don't have to watch a ball drop.
Better view from your house. Anyway.
Yeah, it's the new year. Who cares? Like,
dude, I've gone to like an event, quote unquote, when it was New Year's Eve. We were in Vegas for Happy New Year's and all that stuff, and so we were outside looking at the big screens around the casinos. And 3, 2, 1, yeah! I'll never forget me and my family going to like a nearby McDonald's. It was a like clean, nice, put out McDonald's, but inside it was fucking chaotic zoo, man. Like people were like jumping up and down. There was beer going around. The workers were celebrating on the counters and whatnot. It was like the mugshot you see of V-Day after once you knew that they had won. The Allies had won World War II. I was like, what the fuck is going on at McDonald's? And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be outside for New Year's Eve ever again. Unless it's a big deal. I don't know. I
was at McDonald's for dinner. That was not happening at my McDonald's, so I don't know. Maybe I should have been celebrating and get the celebration going. I don't know. They were kind of busy. Like, that's weird, man. Beer thrown around. I'm like, okay, hey.
And I was a kid, and I was like, what the fuck is happening?
People partying, man. People losing it.
Yeah.
Remember before I turned 21, we got that sparkling grape juice out of the wine bottle. It's like, oh yeah, you're fancy.
Oh yeah, I know. That's
like
the good stuff.
Yeah, I know. And they still sell that. Like you still see, they still got it.
Sparkling grape juice.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Or like white grape or whatever it is. I don't know. Like they have different flavors. I don't know. I don't drink much. I should though, but I don't. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, what movies are coming out in the near future? I don't even know.
You got Mickey 17 right around the corner. You got Black Bag. You got Black Bag right around the corner. Snow White in about a month.
Oh, Snow White.
We should excite some volatile debates online.
I was gonna say that'll be totally sane. No controversy.
Yeah, there'll be no discussion about anything.
Nothing.
No.
I'm sure everybody will be very calm and very reasonable surrounding those discussions.
I wonder how the press is going to be for that whole month of or week. Just like God help the cast and the crew behind it. Just like,
the day the Earth blew up, the Looney Tunes movie that's coming out soon too. Forgot about that.
And Paul W.S. Anderson, the guy who did all the Resident Evil movies, he's got a new one coming out the same weekend. I think it's Mickey 17, but I'm blanking on the name. But if you
in
like
the Lost Lands,
exactly that one. I
really?
might go check that bad boy out. I still think my favorite of his was just Mortal Kombat back in the fall of 1995. But he makes just good old schlocky sci-fi genre films that there's base hits, no more, no less. But
the fact that Dave Bautista's in it is funny.
Yeah.
This too. So,
Oh man.
yeah, Dave Bautista.
Did he do the last Monster Hunter movie with Mila? Right.
Yeah, same director,
Yeah.
Paul W. S. Anderson.
Yeah, because they're married.
Yeah.
So that makes sense why
Yeah, they've been working together like over 20 years now. And there's a little indie flick opening next weekend, which is apparently hysterical, called Rats with an exclamation mark on the end. But I'm going to be seeing that here in New York. But apparently it's hysterical, but I've only seen the trailer.
When does Queen of the Ring come out, Jordan?
That is March 7th. The same week as In the Lost Lands and Mickey 17.
You got Daredevil coming to Disney Plus.
Oh, Daredevil. Yeah.
When is that one?
I think the
March 4th.
March 4th is the first 2 episodes. And they're dropping at 9 p.m. that night, so none of this like 3 a.m. or midnight crap for people. It's like at night. That's what they should be doing. Versus like, oh, let's drop the episodes at 3 a.m. for East Coast. Like, guys.
Yeah. Then I wake up to a million spoilers that are
exactly
just on my timeline for no reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stupid. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Oh, the Minecraft movie. Can't wait.
Hello.
That looks so bad. Oh my gosh.
We'll take it back to 2013.
Literally, or even sooner.
So what are y'all's predictions for that? Will the kids who were playing Minecraft religiously 15 years ago, who are now adults, will they want to see it? Or like I have a nephew who's 10 who plays it a little bit, but I never got into Minecraft, so I'm just a total blank slate.
I didn't either.
Same.
Film girl, what are your predictions then? Like, given what you know as a non-fan or kind of looking at it from a distance, do you think it's just going to completely vanish, or are there just hordes of fans that have been waiting for it?
I think the fans are going to be waiting for it. I think I kind of feel like that about Wicked because I'm kind of a theater girl too, so I knew how good it was going to be. And I don't care how old it is, I was going to the movies to see it. So I feel like people who are really diehard fans, I don't care if they're 40 now, they'll probably go check it out. That's what I think.
Because video games are always tough to adapt, at least of the ones that I've seen. My question always is, would I rather be playing the game or am I happy to sit and watch the movie? And if I would, like when I was trying to watch Fallout, even though Fallout was well made, I was like, I'd rather be playing Fallout New Vegas. And so I feel like that's the ultimate test. Can you make yourself more entertaining than the game in question? Because gamers, they like to play games. And so that's what they'd rather be doing.
Do you think
that's ironic because
I don't think there's an exception on that one, honestly. Even my favorite video game adaptation is The Last of Us. Yep. But I would rather go play The Last of Us than actually watch the TV show. I mean, as much as I enjoyed it, but that's just how I feel.
That's a good way to think.
To me, it's the best of. To me, it's the best of both worlds because I'm like, for you. The thing is, when you're a fan of this, if your franchise has been in development for years, and it finally comes out, a part of you is eager to see, like, okay, how did it go after all these years of being in development? Did they nail it, or is this just another one bites the dust? And like, I was happily eased that, like, okay, they nailed the first game. Now they're trying to do the second game, and it's just like, how the fuck are they gonna do that one? And it's just like, it's
there's so much more.
Yes. Yeah. Twice or 3 times, the size. Yeah.
I think the point about Minecraft, I think there's a lot of people are going to be checking it out opening weekend just to see, like, what is this? Because the marketing really hasn't kicked in really yet. It's going to next month for its April release. So that'll give it a better indication. I don't think it's going to do that well. I think this movie would have done better if it came out, say, 10 years ago. At the height of its popularity versus because I think now it's too late because Minecraft's still popular, but it's not the juggernaut of a kind of mainstream as it kind of was years ago because there were so many people. I had a friend of mine from high school that literally got over 1 million subscribers on YouTube because he played Minecraft and did like Minecraft parody songs and all this stuff. It's insane. He blew up and he was just making tons of money off these videos, but because that was the popularity 10 plus years ago, but now it's not anymore. So I don't know. I feel like it's too little too late. And also it just looks really off-putting, like the visuals and stuff. it just looks weird. It's like, like you see Jack Black, like that is not Steve. It's just Jack Black.
According to him, it is.
Yeah, but my name is
Steve.
Steve. But really, it's just Jack Black being Jack Black. It reminds me of when The Rock is playing basically The Rock in everything he does. I just don't.
I'm excited to see it.
I like Jack Black, but
Same.
Yeah, but
It's like Halo, dude. It's like Halo the show. Like 10, 15 years ago was the height of Halo. And even then they were saying, Neil Blomkamp and Peter Jackson are going to do it. And that shit never came to fruition at all. And it's just like, right now, the games that are at that level, like those are like the God of Wars, The Last of Us, the Fallout. So those are the stuff that right now is popping. And you would think they would go out of the way to adapt it and not F it up. But I digress.
Yeah, and obviously Mario was a smash, but it helps that with Mario, you've had, I don't know, anywhere from like 30 to 50 installments going back to like the early 80s, like the original Mario Brothers and Donkey Kong all the way up to the present day. When I went to see Mario in the theater, I hadn't played a Mario game since probably the early 90s, but I felt like I was like sitting around like surrounded by like 1,000 people in a cult who were almost like saying the lines along with the movie as they were coming out. Like they were anticipating it. And they were losing their goddamn minds. They were having a fucking blast. So some of these movies do really strike the proper chord with the fans. I wish Illumination would make more Nintendo movies with Nintendo, but apparently Nintendo's making a live-action Legend of Zelda movie, which I'd rather than just make a great animated movie. Nobody asked me.
I think too, it just depends on the quality of it. You know, if it's a good movie, the fans are probably gonna catch on to it, and it'll probably have some legs. I mean, I know it's a different genre, but with Wicked, like I didn't expect that movie at all to make the amount of money and be as well received as it was, but it was, everyone loved it, and it was right around the holiday season, so it was at the right time, and everyone kept going, and it had strong legs. Yeah, so. And
it had like 25 years of success on Broadway, which helped because you've got this massive built-in fan base.
Yeah, they have a strong. I think if just theater people went, the movie would have still been
good.
Yeah, I went to see it here in New York, and I walked in there, and half the audience was wearing witch hats. I was like, "Oh, people love this. People are fired up and ready to go." So
there were warnings like, "Don't come in the theater, like don't sing." So they had special showings. I don't know if you know that, but they had special showings that were sing-alongs, so that the people who loved the movie and knew all of the songs already, like me, wouldn't go to the regular showing and be belting out,
There was footage that back then when the movie was in theaters, like there was like a door shut at a theater, like, and they're walking past down the hall and they could hear the singing when it's not supposed to be a singing screening, but they could hear it. And it's like, that's not good. The door is shut. You shouldn't be able to hear. I mean, because
unless you're Universal, then it's great. It's money.
Well, yeah, but it's like that's disturbing other people there. It's like because if you can hear through the walls, that's bad. But it is what it is. I mean, it was a phenomenon. It was like everyone was gravitating. It's like Deadpool and Wolverine. Everybody was just gravitating towards that film in the summer last year.
But for whatever reason, it didn't translate internationally. I think the sequel will do a little bit better internationally, but domestic and in the UK, Wicked just sold like crazy. I don't know why it failed to translate internationally to the same degree that it did here in the US, but here in the US was the best territory for it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
Have you guys already talked about Captain America?
Not yet. It's kind of, it's some like not like last week. Obviously, it didn't come out, but yet when we did the show. But I've not seen it, but I really don't care about spoilers because I just haven't got around to watching it. But I pretty much know a good portion based off people talking about it, and it's like okay, because there's nothing too surprising as far as I know. I know Red Hulk is like a standout thing, and then everything else just kind of like as is. I am interested to see it. It's just I haven't got around to watching it. I've had a lot of stuff going on.
I know you don't care about spoilers, but I'm not going to spoil it. But I thought it was good. I'm getting mixed reviews from the Black community and everybody else. Everybody's up and down about it, but I thought it was great. I thought he did a great job, and I thought he did what he was supposed to.
Yeah, people were saying that Anthony Mackie is great and that he deserved to take up the mantle. I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, he's always been great as Falcon, so I had no doubts he would be able to handle being Cap. I mean, I thought Falcon Winter Soldier did a pretty good job of like setting him up for that to really take the mantle verse. Because if he just took it and they just did the movie and didn't do the show to kind of establish and set up a new Cap, and then he comes in and really takes over the role, it would feel like, okay, he's taken on this too quickly. because we don't get any time. He just gets handed the shield. All right, you're Cap, and that's it. And like, how can you take on the responsibility, especially when the guy you've befriended and you like, he's your brother basically, and now he's an older version of himself handing you the shield. That you don't take lightly.
I said that in my review. My review, I said those exact words. They gave us the show to spoon feed us and prepare us for the film. So they can't say, oh, you just threw him in this part. No, guys, I gave you an entire show so you can be ready and wrap your mind around it. And that way you can receive the movie. But it's like 50-50, and it's crazy.
And then off that too. Oh, sorry, Ron, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, like what you said with the show was like they kind of even too put in moments in the movie that like just quickly recapped certain events that took place, like with Isaiah Bradley, in certain aspects of it, which I thought was good because I don't think everyone who went to go see that movie watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I would say the great majority of people who went to see the movie probably had not seen the show. I mean, Disney Plus has its audience. Endgame obviously was a smash and runaway sensation. A lot of people saw that ending, but like my dad goes to the movies every weekend. I don't think he has a Disney Plus account because he's a 75-year-old man. So once again, he grew up reading Marvel. I imagine there was some head scratching. They'll remember that scene, but also Endgame came out 6 years ago, but I suspect the audience for Falcon and the Winter Soldier was considerably smaller than the audience for Endgame, which is one of the most successful movies ever made. But yeah, I'd say the movie, Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford were both fantastic in it, and they were so great. I was hoping for a better movie, but it was better, far better than Quantumania, better than the Marvels, better than Thor: Love and Thunder, being better than a lot of current Marvel movies.
You better say that. That you're right.
Absolutely, yeah.
But is it good enough to kind of be like a reset where it can launch another trilogy? That remains to be seen. I think we'll know to what degree it's a success when we see the second weekend drop. If that number is like 50%, then people are liking it and are going back for second and third helpings. If the number is like 75, that could be bad. So we'll just I'm in wait and see mode when it comes to the overall performance of the movie, because Marvel is no longer the juggernaut that it once was, and it's no longer a guarantee that they'll make $1 billion. Apart from Deadpool and Wolverine, which is basically just like a Fox retread.
Yeah, but I think Deadpool and Wolverine has cushioned them a little bit. So if this doesn't do well, it's fine because they made over $1 billion and like $1.5 billion off that film or something. So it's fine.
I mean, you got Fantastic Four coming.
I think Thunderbolts is going to do better. I think financially based on the marketing, because that last trailer, holy crap! And then Fantastic Four, everyone is like at least curious about. So because I like the vibe, the look. That first trailer got a lot of attention. Yeah. So I think those two are really going to be hopefully the change that is needed.
Yeah. It's fine for me. And to me, I'll give it this because of the film. I went back to watch a couple episodes of Falcon Winter Soldier because I was missing, for me, the script isn't there all the way, but it's a testament to say what Carl Lumbly, what Anthony Mackie, when Harrison Ford are with what they're given and what they do. Like, to me, I kept saying, like, thank God Carl Lumbly was in the movie because when he was on the screen, my focus was in. The stakes were high for me.
Phenomenal.
He was great.
Yeah,
he was phenomenal. Did anybody else go back and watch the original Hulk? Not the old one, but like
2008. I've seen the 2008 3 or 4 times. So I'm such a Marvel dork that I actually saw it, I think, twice in the theater when it came out. But
same. It's a favorite of mine.
I like the original Hulk. It wasn't as good as Iron Man in 2008, but in 2008, when those movies came out back to back in the same summer as Dark Knight, I was like, as a comic book fan, I'm feeling very well fed.
I just know that there were a lot of references from the original.
It's crazy. Marvel now has been a thing for 17 years in the movies. It makes me feel so goddamn old. I'm like, we've been talking about the MCU for nearly 20 years. It's bizarre. Like they're young fans now who weren't even born when the MCU.
Yeah, exactly.
Started.
Yeah.
I'm married into the MCU. My husband is a MCU or Marvel dork. He'd be perfect. Like, he'd sit on here and talk to you guys for hours. He was in the comment section just a minute ago laughing. But yeah. All about that, because somebody said that they wanted Bucky to be Bucky would have been a better option for Cap, and he's like, well, that's not what the comics says. And I was just like, you are such
he did become Cap for a little while. I think it was 2005 or 6 after the Winter Soldier was reintroduced. Then he did actually take the mantle, and then Sam Wilson took on the mantle, I think like in 2015 or 16, but
14, 15, yeah.
Yeah, so different people have worn the flag at different times. But I have to say this, Anthony Mackie as Cap, I think he's cooler when he's not in the suit. When it's just Anthony Mackie carrying the shield. Cap, for me, punches and kicks and throws the shield. But when he's got all the gear on, it's like, all right, well, he's got like the Black Panther force fields, and he's got the Falcon wings, and he's got so many different tricks and bells and whistles. He starts to feel a little bit like Iron Man. I'm like, well, that's not who Captain America is. Let Cap be Cap and let the new Falcon be Falcon. But I feel like the scenes where he felt most like Cap, when it's just Anthony Mackie wearing like a leather jacket and a t-shirt, walking around, beating the fuck out of the people with the shield. I think it's a mistake to overcomplicate a character. Like when he was flying 500 miles an hour, fighting those jets, the Japanese jets or the American jets, and flinging the shield, I'm like, the shield physics are a little dubious under the best of circumstances. Now you're asking me to accept the shield physics when he's flying at the speed of sound. Just it's too messy, and I feel like they need, if he's going to be Cap, just wear the red, white, and blue and be Cap.
I love that scene.
I get that.
Can't even complain.
Yeah,
that's
I
get
that point. Yeah,
I haven't even done a review for it because I've been so apprehensive to like say that the movie is fine for me, that it's not terrible, that it's not great, and be lumped in with everybody else who's saying, you know, he's not my Cap and whatnot, and I'm like, oh, fuck off. I'm like, to me, this is not, it's not on Mackie and it's not on Sam. Like, to me, it's for me. And again, from Grote, if you dug it, I'm happy that you dug it. I love Eternal.
Steve Rogers. I will be very clear about that.
Yeah.
Not Steve, but go ahead. Yeah.
I love Eternals. That thing got trashed out the wazoo when it came out. And again, that's fair one up. But to me, with this one, I say that like Anthony Mackie has been putting in the work in the industry for so long, and especially in the MCU, that like
going back to Hurt Locker, like in 2008.
For me, it was We Are Marshall. That's where I first became a fan of him, and then we went on. So like, I feel like he's earned the right to will a shield. It'll be a different Cap, and that's okay. And to me, I'm not ready. A lot of people are ready to push the it's our emergency button right now. I'm not rushing to push that now, just because it was after Endgame. There was you at a certain point you had to go and like level down from the high that was going forward. Mm-hmm. And I think this year between Daredevil, which has a lot of anticipation, and like a lot of the don't F it up because there's been proof that you could do it, and don't F it up now if we're trusting you to bring him back and whatnot, and how Marvel's first family is being reintroduced.
Yep.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
Yep.
I have a question. Do you think his lack of likability is making it hard for people to accept him in this role? I mean, his likability as Anthony Mackie, because he's had a reputation for being an asshole. Like,
I've always liked him as a person. Like when you see him in behind the scenes footage, and every time they finish a take, he's like, "Print the check." And
cut the check. Cut the check.
Outside of filming, like people that meet him, like fans and stuff, they hate him. Yeah. They have always said he's just horrible. He's mean. He doesn't take pictures. Like he's not likable outside of.
Wow.
I've heard him for many years.
Yeah. I've heard some of that stuff.
Yeah.
I've had a bit of both.
Then I'm more impressed with him as an actor because I do find him to be charismatic and likable. So
to me,
he must hide it well.
It goes with times we're at with the studio and the world, where like the end game was how we see now the glory days for a lot of people. And
it was.
what do you do when you have to pass the torch to a lot of these characters, which if people complain, it's part of the books. At a certain point, somebody else becomes Cap. At a certain point, somebody else becomes Batman. Like that's not a new concept for people to grasp, I don't think. But I think
comics always there's always a reversion to the mean, where even if like Batman at one point when Grant Morrison was writing it, he had Dick Grayson take over as Batman for a while. And it was cool. I loved it. But eventually Bruce Wayne always becomes Batman again. But obviously when you're dealing with comics, you don't have to worry about actors getting older. You can go back to the original anytime you like. I mean, the Marvel thing, it's like they had 10 great years, and in a couple of years we'll have Act 2, like the second 10 years. What are the great, like undisputed, unqualified, just fan favorites of the second half of the MCU? that are gonna like build like the next generation of fans? Because I feel like most people's favorite Marvel movies all come from that first period of 2008 to 2019.
Before we continue, because I think that's a good question, let's bring in Phil here. Welcome, sir.
Howdy.
Hey, Felipe.
Hey, I think Phil has put in No Way Home, Deadpool, Wolverine. I think those are two good choices.
Guardians 3.
Yeah, Guardians.
Yep.
That's fair.
But that kind of feels like one that was supposed to come out like right after Endgame, and because of everything that happened with James Gunn got delayed. Yeah. So that one's a little like that feels more like the Infinity Saga than the Multiverse Saga.
It was also bizarre introducing Adam Warlock when Thanos was already dead. I'm like, Adam Warlock's supposed to fight Thanos. Like, why are you introducing him now? It was like too little, too late. But anyway, I'm a big Jim Starlin fan from the 1970s, and Adam Warlock and Thanos used to go to war together. And so anyway, there is no Warlock without Thanos.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point that there's not a lot of like this is a true hit, because you also have to take into fact all these TV shows they put out, which you know
there've been 11 of them, and they've kind of diluted the brand. But with No Way Home, Sony can claim some of that credit, and so it feels more like a Sony success. And with Deadpool and Wolverine, it feels more like a Fox success since Marvel bought them. So like, what are like the pure Disney-controlled MCU success stories since 2019? It's hard to put your finger on one.
It is.
I would say probably Shang-Chi.
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, that
Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
People don't highlight the specials. To me, I think the specials were very unique, and they weren't films and they weren't a show. And I've been wondering, scratching my hand, like, how come they haven't tried doing more specials?
The Guardians
I
special
think they should.
Fantastic.
I think
Werewolf by
Night was fun. I like the Guardians of Christmas special. I thought it was fun. I think it's just like finding what works. I feel like maybe they just didn't do as well, like view wise. Is probably why Marvel hasn't really committed. Plus, also they're trying to like rework their whole entire like slate and their kind of process. Because I mean, we saw how that was changing with like the Daredevil show and how they had to rework that whole thing. I think they're course correcting because things were not going well over the last couple of years, and they've realized, oh, we can't just churn out whatever and it's going to make money.
Yeah, Disney does not want to see what happened to Star Wars happen to Marvel.
Yeah, I would also posit that there was a change in leadership too that kind of affected the way Marvel made their stuff. Like it's pretty obvious that Bob Chapek had kind of a come on, Kevin, give me my shit. Yeah, he wanted quantity. He did
more content.
He feeds the beast. Just put it out.
Right, and then they were so sold on this idea that like, we've got Kang the Conqueror, we've got this really young up and coming actor, and Jonathan Majors. We know for fact like we can just do that Thanos magic again. And I think a big mistake for them, and I think the movie's fine. I don't. It's easily the weakest one of the trilogy, but making Kang a villain in an Ant-Man movie, I think was kind of a major misstep for them.
What if
Kang
killed Ant-Man at the end? Would it have established him as a better villain? Because I feel like if you want your villain to be scary, well, he's got to defeat people. Like when Thanos beat the crap out of Hulk at the beginning of Infinity War.
Yeah, absolutely.
If at the end of Quantumania, if Kang had ripped Ant-Man's head from his shoulders, you'd be like, whoa.
I think at the very least, like, you create stakes, because apparently there was a different ending, an alternate ending, where Hope and Scott are stuck in the quantum realm. Kang does get out, and now, like, to your point, like he may not have killed him, but he's like the bad is now the genie is out of the bottle, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you've got Catherine Newton's character who now has a different reason to not only go after Kang, but also try and find a way to bring her dad back for the grand finale that we all know is coming in Secret Wars and what would have been the Kang Dynasty. I think Marvel really overshot themselves with that one big time, because if you look at Phase 4, I think there are a lot more hits than there are misses, but I do think the biggest sin of Phase 4 was not ending on an Avengers movie, not having a team-up movie, because you have a lot of people just aimlessly asking, what the fuck is this setting up? What the fuck is this setting up? What the fuck is this setting up? And when they came out on stage, I think it was in 2021 or whatever, and they were like, yeah, Black Panther Wakanda Forever is going to be our Phase 4 capper. I was like, I get it, but you could, I think personally, you could have had an Avengers movie under the guise of Secret Invasion and completely withdrew that whole fucking series as being a series and just done that as your fourth Avengers movie. And then, no, your fifth Avengers movie, sorry. Have it be your fifth Avengers movie, then do, Kang Dynasty, Doomsday, what the fuck ever, and then you get to Secret Wars. Like it's I think they could have done a lot of things differently, and I think hindsight is 2020 for them. I think a lot of the phase 1 through 3 success didn't necessarily boost the ego, but it gave them that kind of cushion they were so comfortable with of like, oh no, we'll be fine. It's like, no, not really. Times changed. The pandemic accelerated streaming, and you may have had decent stuff on streaming because, let's face it, I don't disagree that some of the Marvel shows kind of diluted the brand, but they also kind of they also did add something a little bit too, because WandaVision is phenomenal. Falcon and Winter Soldier, great. Loki is top tier, in my opinion. Everything else after that feels a little half-cooked. And then you get to Secret Invasion, and it's just like, okay, we've really run the gamut now.
I think this generation is humbling these production companies.
I agree.
This is a
100%.
different
I
time,
agree.
and you're not going to be able to just throw some shit together and put it on screen, and we just love it because you're Marvel. Like we are making them work for their checks, and I think they're starting to feel it. These are conversations I've been having lately with a lot of production. Like, you can't just throw shit together. Like it needs to be good.
And that's all you hear
were
about
talking about at the beginning. Oh, go ahead.
You're good. That's all you hear about with these movies too, and TV shows, is that there's a bunch of stuff, rewrites going on behind the scenes. Scripts are getting changed. Nothing is. They're rushing into production and not giving these scripts the time they need to marinate and become good. So
studios want to rush stuff. I mean, we were talking a little earlier about how these horror films, 10, 11, $12 million budgets, and how they're turning around and making a profit. And it's like, okay, these are working, but these like 150, 200 plus $1 million films, they're just like rushing, like, oh, okay, but like that's a way bigger gamble. You think you would spend more time. Like there was that report, I don't know if it's legitimate, they're going to start shooting Doomsday Avengers, but even though the script's not done yet. I'm like, what? That's stupid to me.
Like at what point did they learn their lesson that it's cheaper to rewrite a script than it is to reshoot a movie? Like reshooting a movie is incredibly expensive and time consuming. Rewriting a script, it's one person cranking away on their keyboard. But anyway, I get it when a studio has certain release dates that they have to meet and they've got to fill their calendar. However, if that comes at the expense of the long-term success of your franchise, you're doing yourself a disservice. And with like Cap 4, it got postponed, twice? It was supposed to, it missed 2 different release dates and finally landed in February of 2025. And then Deadpool and Wolverine got pushed up, and somehow they were able to meet that release date in spite of the fact that they condensed their release schedule. But it just sounds like there's a lot of chaos going on behind the scenes.
And like you look at it now, and it's been 6 years since Endgame. And what's happened? You got to rebuild your world and introduce new characters. You're entering your multiverse era. And oh, by the way, we just got the rights for the FF and the X-Men, the things that have been looming us from the other, from the other side of the street. And so it's like, how do you juggle all that when, let's face it, in the times we're at now, everybody wants everything like that quick. And it's just like, no, because after a while, this stuff won't last years down the line, maybe. And again, I've said it, and I'm guilty of it because I paid to go see the movies, and they would never have done it. They should have just halted stuff on at least movies after Endgame. Be like, all right, that was the big bookend. When we're ready to get a good script and movies, we'll put it out. And you've trusted us. Trust us when we come back for a film one, instead of immediately going into another film after Endgame. But that's me.
Ty's got a point.
It's a case by case basis, honestly. Like, because Infinity War and Endgame, they weren't shot back to back, like a lot of people tend to feel like they were, but they weren't. And Marcus and McFeely, the Russo brothers, they kind of had to fiddle around and tool some shit and write stuff on the spot. And now that McFeely is back in the writer's chair for Doomsday and I think Secret Wars, he's going to either have to do something from scratch, or he's going to take what Michael Waldron did and fucking repurpose it somehow, some way. Because when you go from Kang Dynasty to Doomsday, that's a complete juxtaposition and change of like going from one villain with one kind of set to a completely different villain with a different kind of set of skills, of intelligence, of powers, of, you know, abilities. It things. Basically what I'm getting at is like, again, it's a case by case basis. And these movies, there are some films where reshoots and writing as you go can benefit from it. I mean, case in point, Wakanda Forever. They had to completely rewrite that movie as they were filming it due to the circumstances they were handed. And they weren't great circumstances, but that movie is still as awesome as it is. And it had rewrites, days of shooting, which no one ever wants to be in that position ever, I don't think. But again, I really do feel like it kind of boils down to a case-by-case basis. Captain America, Brave New World, suffered not only because they rushed it into production, but then they had to like rush to finish production to avoid the writer's strike. And then when they came out of the writer's strike, they still had to go back and tinker with it and mess with it. And then they added Giancarlo Esposito as Sidewinder. And it's like, okay, well, you can kind of see the seams. That doesn't necessarily make it bad, but it's not the greatest thing they've done either. And that's also a problem. And that's not just pertinent to Marvel Studios. Comic book films as a whole are starting to feel less and less eventful and more product, put it out there. And I think, honestly, that's kind of where Superman, Fantastic Four, and Thunderbolts have a bit of an advantage because they do feel kind of like events. Like the Fantastic Four, for the first time in over a decade on film again, and they're going up against Galactus, who doesn't look like a giant fart cloud. That's amazing. That's event worthy.
Yeah.
Superman on the big screen for the first time in 12 years. Yes, there are other DC characters. Yes, Lex Luthor is the villain. And believe me, I'm saying this as someone who is like one of James Gunn's biggest critics, as I wear what his fucking t-shirt for his fucking movie. But seriously, like it does feel like an event to have Superman in his own movie again for the first time in over a decade. And then you've got fucking Thunderbolts, which is like the wild card of it all, but it all looks really good. It looks practical. It doesn't look like you're looking at giant volume CGI slop. Thanks, Taika Waititi. And it just looks good. It looks really good. It looks practical. It looks earnest. The stunts look amazing. And dare I say it, Sentry might be a nice surprise. All three of those movies have the fucking power, I think, to bring back the force of what comic book films can truly be at their height, at least for 2025. Everything else is kind of like a, you know, we'll wait and see.
That's good stuff.
Except Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves can do no wrong. The Batman Part 2, let's fucking do it. 2027, I'm there.
I'll be a grandpa. I'll use my cane to get into the theater.
My dad's in his 70s. He still goes to see all the superhero movies, so there's nothing wrong with being a lifelong fan. He started reading comics in the early 60s, and he still goes in 2025.
There you go.
That's dope as shit.
He's back for a second appearance. Julian is here. Welcome, sir.
What's going on? And I just have to say, like, it was so beautifully put, Phil, and I agreed with every second that you said. So beautifully put. Like, no no's, 100%. Glad to be back.
Yeah, that should have been a topic. It's called Just Phil Speaks.
So Phil, I have a question for you. Going back to the reshoots on Cap 4, you talked about how they went back and added in Giancarlo Esposito. Sorry. Was it a mistake not to go full Serpent Society? Because I liked Sidewinder's costume. I liked it when Diamondback and Captain America were dating back in the early 90s. Like, I love the Serpent Society, but I feel like what's cool about it is they have like 12 psychopaths dressed up as snakes sitting around a conference table talking about, you know, taking over the world and whatnot. If they were going to go with the Serpent Society, I wish they'd leaned into it and just, like, you know, embrace the comic book roots of the Serpent Society.
That I can understand. I think having them just be reduced to essentially the role Batroc the Leaper played in Winter Soldier, but just having it just be a sidestep, you know, folly for Steve or Sam to take on at the beginning of the movie. Do I feel like it was underutilized? Yes. Do I think they had a great actor in the role? Also, yes. Do I think that they might do something with that later down the line? Sure. I think it's possible. But I don't I don't disagree. I do think that there is a lot to be desired from that realm of Captain America, right? Definitely. Especially with like, people dressed like serpents sitting around scheming evilly. Like,
and Foggy
100%.
teased them years ago before Civil War during one of his presentations when he was going over the calendar.
Yep.
He
Serpent
claimed
Society.
Captain America Serpent Society was coming, and at the end of the presentation, he's like, "I was just kidding. It's Captain
Civil
America
War.
Civil War."
It's
And everyone's
Civil
like,
War, yeah.
"Oh," and everybody peed their pants collectively, and so on and so forth. So I've been waiting for the Serpent Society for the last 10 years, and it's a long time to be teased.
Yeah, it definitely. I agree, but I also feel like you kind of maybe run into the gamut of, oh, this is just another offshoot of Hydra. From a cinematic perspective, general audience kind of way. You know what I mean? Like I feel like general audiences would just look at that and go, oh, okay, it's just basically kind of like Hydra, but now we've just got different assholes in charge.
You got Anaconda with her arms as she wraps around
I
people.
can kind of understand. Honestly, I think from like a realistic perspective, it's funny because like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, sometimes they go out of their way to make things look comic accurate, and then you wind up with something like the leader who looks almost nothing like he does in the comic books. It's weird how Marvel kind of goes back and forth about stuff like that. And it's even weirder when you think about it, because when they did the Incredible Hulk film and they initially did the Abomination, he didn't look anything like he did in Shang-Chi or She-Hulk. And now we have another movie with Incredible Hulk antagonists, and you've got a Red Hulk who looks just like the Red Hulk. And then you've got Tim Blake Nelson in some really great looking makeup, but it just doesn't look like the leader. Yeah. It's a shame. And it's just like,
supposed to look accurate. Yeah.
Allegedly, yeah. From what I understand, they had him looking, he had a beard, he had like, kind of a longer
big forehead. Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't know.
Oh, but ultimately,
embrace the nerdy side of comics, lean into the nerdy shit, and you can't go wrong. Well, actually, I shouldn't say you can't go wrong, but I just, as somebody who likes the comics, I just like when they embrace the roots and embrace the colorful costumes and all that.
Long story short, to answer your question, it would have been nice.
Yeah.
Long story short,
would have been nice for sure, definitely.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a double-edged sword before I have to hop off. Because I think going back to what we were talking about initially with them rushing into production to do stuff, but then at the same time, if they take too long, it's like, fuck it, we don't even want it anymore. Just don't even worry about it. So it's almost like, how are we ever going to be happy? I think about just shows like Stranger Things. I'm at this point. At this point, if they don't drop it, I just keep it. I don't even want it.
It's been 10 years. It's been
have
10
like
years.
5 minutes to drop the show, or don't even worry about it. But I know it's going to be so good.
Millie Bobby Brown turned 21 today. They've gotten old.
Yeah.
Like these are parents now. Like what?
They're still in high school though in the show.
So I'm just like, if you don't hurry up and drop it, I don't care anymore. But what I know is, because it has taken so long, it's going to be phenomenal. I know it's going to be phenomenal. But I wanted them to hurry up.
That's the thing. So many shows now take forever to come out. Like, that's a fair point. The production between shows now, especially for streaming, a lot of them, they take too long. And it's a problem.
I'm forgetting. I got to go back when they drop it. I'm going to have to go back and watch the season 4. Because I don't remember.
And season 4, the finale is like a 2.5 or 2 hours and 40-minute movie.
It's basically a movie.
Yeah.
But if a show or movie's incredible, all's forgiven. Like, no matter how long we've had to wait, if something's amazing, then people forget that they were frustrated. But obviously, if you wait for years and something disappoints, well, then that's when people sharpen their knives.
Or people just forget and move on because there's so much other stuff to watch content-wise. So it's like, I get that. But thanks, Film Girl Tay, for being here. I appreciate it. Where can people find you?
Everything is Film Girl Tay. So that's how you can find me. Thanks, guys.
Of course.
Very nice meeting you.
Definitely
meeting you.
Thank you. Have me back. We could talk about reality and some other stuff.
I'm down, Film Girl Tay. Let's chat about reality.
Let's get into it. I'm here for all of reality. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Nice to meet you guys.
Bye. Thanks for being here. Bye.
All right. Okay.
She's still here. There she goes. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. She was having issues with StreamYard last time a few weeks ago, so that was the whole thing. Who decided to show up? Nerd Chronic is here. Welcome, sir. Unmute yourself. What for it? Wait. Oh,
There it is.
there you go. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing? How's everyone?
Hanging out, man.
Awesome.
Just chilling. We were talking about you before you came in. Kidding, we weren't talking about you, but we could have been. Yeah, those interviews still going, man. That's cool.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm still doing it. Still went today. Long day, trying to get that done. Also, the house clean because my girlfriend's finally coming back into town from being gone for a month to visit her mother. So, trying to make sure the house isn't a mess when she gets back.
I'm pretty sure it is, right?
Yeah.
If you're by yourself for a month, you just whatever.
Yeah.
Hear that, man. Yeah. We were before Film Girl Tay left. We were talking about. She mentioned about shows taking forever, and I think that's like one of my biggest problems. A lot of these streaming shows, they take forever. Like Reacher. My we love that show, but it's finally coming back for season 3. But we're like, why wasn't this sooner? But I understand sometimes production just takes a while, but sometimes they just wait too long after the first season to go, oh, we're doing a season 2, but we're not going to shoot it until another year, and then it's going to take another year to come out. It's like, what are we doing? Like Ahsoka season 2, they may start shooting it this year, maybe, even though season 1 came out back in 2023, I think. Yeah. So 2026, maybe if they start shooting it this year. I mean, come on, 3 years.
2 years ago, fuck.
Yeah, it came out 20. Because I remember because Ahsoka's I think finale aired when I first moved up to Michigan, and that was October or September 2023. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Because that was one of my first things I ever filmed when I was up here was my reaction to the finale.
That's fucking wild, dude. Jesus, I remember. They dropped right when the strikes had occurred, so a lot of people were like mixed on whether they can cover it or whatnot. That was, oh my god, 2 fucking years, Jesus.
Yeah, and they may start shooting it this year for season 2.
Yeah,
Who knows?
Yeah.
I'll be there.
It's like creative inflation is kind of what it is. It's just like everything gets bigger and bigger, and like they can't really, I think, deliver a feasible sort of like timeline of things with like the sort of production value that just like escalates in terms of like what people expect, what people compare it to. One person does something really big, and then the other streaming platforms and shows feel like, okay, we got to match that, and just keeps sort of like escalating in like this weird like Cold War type of thing where like eventually, now we're getting 2 to 3 years between seasons, not even pending for strikes and other delays like that. So it's
Euphoria season 3. They finally started shooting Euphoria.
Yeah.
And it's like you're gonna be 30.
Yeah, we need to wrap it up.
That show had 3 to 4 years in between each season.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it started in
especially for
2018 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Whereas like Game of Thrones in the 2011, 2012, it was like every year, boom,
every year.
season of Game of Thrones.
But I think they had that all, but they knew they had to like keep a schedule at least somewhat. But there was a delay, more of a delay during season 7 and 8. I know
toward the very end, it
took longer.
But early on, those trains
they were
time.
But also it was very different, right? Because back then, the first couple seasons, they like cut around a lot of like the big battles and shit. Like they didn't have the budget, so it was just a lot of filming of them talking. So it's like, oh, okay, it gets out faster. It's
those
fine.
are my favorite
Season
seasons.
7.
They're the ones that are the most faithful through the books. So yeah.
Season 7 and 8 is when they really went more, like cinematic, and they were more like big budget, individual movies rather than a TV show. Essentially.
Which is fine. I get the aesthetic because at a certain point, if the show would just stayed the same like the first couple seasons and then they made no changes and they got more of a budget, then it's like, okay, well then what are you doing? And also they didn't have a book. They had basically just rough outlines of what George R. R. Martin was telling them what was going to happen.
They still don't have a book. George R. R. Martin has not published a new novel of Song of Ice and Fire since 2011. That was when Dance with Dragons came out. So
fucking Christ.
We're never getting those books.
No, we're never. No. Yeah. At this point, it's gonna be like a situation like Robert Jordan with the Wheel of Time series, where Brandon Sanderson had to come in and finish them. I feel like that's gonna happen. I'm not saying Brandon Sanderson, but some author
right here,
some author's gonna come. Oh yeah, well, Dune. Some author's gonna come in, and then they're gonna basically finish up George R. R. Martin's kind of outlines and shit. That's what's gonna happen at this point.
I'll be 40 when that shit comes out, if it comes out. Jesus.
If that's the thing, because what if he passes and something in his will or something contract, you can't finish his books. He would
do that. He would do that.
He's been saying for like the last 5 years. Oh, don't worry, the winds of winter are coming, and it's like, okay, where is it, George?
At this point, if book comes out, The Winds of Winter, I feel like it's going to be like not a shadow drop, but they're just going to be like boom announcement. They're not even going to tease. They're just going to announce the book's going to coming out in a month. Like boom.
I want that as a soundbite, Phil. Where is it, George? Where the fuck is The Winds of Winter?
Dude, don't even get me started on George R.R. Martin, okay? Don't. Just don't.
Oh no.
He was like 60 when he last published one of his books, and now he's in his mid-70s. I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah, and he keeps saying he's writing on it, but I don't think he is. I think he's just like rereading it and going
asinine is what it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely asinine to tease a book for this long. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. Where the fuck is it, George?
14 years. Yeah.
Where is it?
You know how much money that book would make, though? It
would
would make hand over fist.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only would it make so much money, but anyone who hated the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones, they would get on their knees and brown nose the fuck out of George R.R. Martin. Thank you so much. You gave us what we wanted that HBO fucked. Oh man! Oh god! Oh, it'd be so fucking pretentious. Holy shit!
Watched it. If the next book comes out, it's gonna be like for a lot of Game of Thrones fans, it's gonna be their Phantom Menace. Where like, oh my gosh, we never thought it would have happened. And then hopefully they dig it. I mean, I like Game of Thrones, but I don't love it like a lot of people do. And it's just like, good luck.
What if it sucks?
That's the thing.
I don't feel like it could be worse than those last 2 seasons, though. I mean,
there were some good things in those last seasons, but yeah, there's a lot of like continuity wise. How could Daenerys get there that fast to save them on the Ice Mound? That isn't because map wise, it makes no logical sense. Like she literally had to go through a portal to do that.
Yeah, no. Westeros got smaller and smaller somehow over the seasons.
Oh man, when I worked at the call center, I had so many hardcores just like vehemently just thrashing the last episode. Like I had a few people like just visibly angry over the fact that Bran Stark ended up on the fucking throne, and I was just like, guys, it's fictitious. Like, come on.
It's not real.
It's not real.
It can't hurt you.
But so many hurt you.
But I think I know more about the history of Westeros than I do the history of our own planet. Like that's the sad reality. The history
There's nothing wrong with that.
Takes on real dimensions once you get really invested.
But I was just so like, big fucking deal. He can't walk. Like, get the fuck over it. You know? And they were like, no, it should have been Jon Snow. And I was like, why? Because he came back from the dead? Yeah.
He's a zombie.
Okay. Great. That doesn't mean he wants to sit on the fucking throne. Like, look, I don't know. I wasn't all that worked up over it. When I saw the dragon lay waste to King's Landing, I was like, well, that's a fucking long time coming. But
fair. All those innocent people, but
And going back to this whole idea of shows taking too long in between seasons, House of the Dragon's falling into that same trap. But it sounds as if they're trying to get us excited for season 3 by saying the very first episode of season 3 is going to be what we wanted at the end of season 2. But House of the Dragon takes its sweet ass time in between seasons, and you can feel the fervor and anticipation cooling off in between seasons.
I feel like the anticipation after season 1 was that it felt like it was back. And then season 2, I felt like it was a disappointment and dwindled all that excitement. And then with how long it's taking,
I love you, Tyler, because you're so
Tyler's right. Yeah, Tyler's
so right. Stephen King
is 100%. Yeah.
Fucking 10 times the amount of books in a single year that George R.R. Martin can. Yeah. And Stephen King is like in the same exact age range.
Also,
Stephen King is the fucking
prolific.
Goat, bro.
He had to invent a fake identity so he wouldn't dilute his own marketplace. He had to invent Richard Bachman. But speaking of King, I was working on a Stephen King video earlier today talking about my favorite Stephen King adaptations. Nice. So yeah, I've read a shitload of Stephen King, but yeah, he is a prolific.
Are you gearing up for The Monkey?
I saw it Monday last week at the Alma Draft House. So got my review out there, and my new video is just my all-time favorite Stephen King adaptations, where I've both read and seen, obviously, the adaptation in question.
James, give the overview of The Monkey, but don't like spoil anything. Be honest.
If you're in the mood for a dark comedy,
legs.
Yeah, if you're in the mood for a dark comedy, you will like The Monkey. The story that it's based on is not funny; it's very sincere. So there will be some people who like the original short story, like, what the fuck? Why are you making it into like this weird dark comedy? But for people with a warped sense of humor, The Monkey's gonna be right up their alley.
Dope.
James, what did you think of Later, the novel?
I don't think I've read that novel. It's just called Later.
Oh, it's part of his like hard case crime like books he had done. It's I guess it's similar to like The Sixth Sense, where like it's a kid who sees dead people went up, but his mom is she's a single mom, and there's a cop involved, and yeah, I was very curious because that's a book I've read of Stephen King that I love.
I know his stuff from like the mid 70s to the early 90s, nearly all of them, and then my knowledge gets much more piecemeal. Like from the 21st century, The Outsider and Doctor Sleep and Lisey's Story might be the only ones that I've read. Oh, also I can't remember when did and I read the books 5, 6, and 7 of the Dark Tower series. I think also
Dude,
in the 21st century.
I am patiently waiting for Mike Flanagan to just dive deep, pull in 9-10 feet into Dark Tower, and I'm like, please, just like that's the one thing I've been like, I want to see that. What the fuck is that like?
Yeah, Drawing of the Three is one of my childhood favorite books. It came out right at the perfect time, and I fell right into it.
Drawing of the Three was the very first one I ever read of that Dark Tower series.
It's so good.
It's so fucking good, man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Whew.
Speaking of so fucking good, Gianni.
Oh wow, that's a nice segue.
Primo.
One of the only good ones.
Thanks, man. After last episode, I'm good. Okay, I mean, all right.
Well, unless you start going down the route again, then no, I'll take it back.
Yeah, I'll try to be a good boy. How's everyone doing?
Hanging out, man.
Nice.
Chilling, hanging out.
You forgot to buy the child McDonald's last night.
I wanted McDonald's. I got it tonight. Don't worry.
I saw it. That made me feel better.
In my order number was 666. I'm like, I don't know if that's a sign or what.
They knew it was cock day, dude.
They knew it was Council Creators Day. They knew.
You're killing me.
And they knew it, man. Ronald knew. He was like, all right.
Yeah, Ronald was. I saw a clown walking around. I'm like, yeah, there's Ronald.
Yeah, Grimace, dude. Grimace cooked it up for you. 666.
So does that mean for Halloween we're all doing like McDonald's characters? Because I can totally be the Hamburglar.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
What is Grimace? I've been debating this since I was like 4 years old, and like all the McDonald's creatures are based on something. What? My brother, when we were little, would say, "Oh, he's a milkshake." I'm like, then he would look like a milkshake. But like, what is Grimace?
I mean, he technically is a milkshake now.
I was under the impression he was like a hash brown with purple food color dyeing. I don't know. Fuck no, man.
Let me look this up.
It's old ass avocado.
It's not a far-fetched answer. Like it's not a far-fetched answer. I get it.
Isn't he kind of just like a purple fluffy ball of creepiness?
I think I just know he used to have 4 arms.
He's like Play-Doh.
When
he used to have 4 arms?
Cousin? I don't know.
He used to have, when they first made him, I think he had 4 arms.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, my girlfriend did like a deep dive on like all McDonald's lore for like Rotten Tomatoes at one point, so she knows all this. She knows like the whole history about like everything.
Not gonna lie, that's pretty fucking cool.
that is pretty funny.
Okay, this from People Magazine online. What is Grimace? All about McDonald's beloved purple character who's actually a taste bud.
Okay.
Okay, Ronald McDonald is a clown. Mayor McCheese is a cheeseburger. Birdie the early bird is a bird. The hamburger is a thief. Mac tonight is a moon. And the Fry Kids, well, are fries. But what the heck is Grimace? Oh, God.
Where is the when's a winner and what is Grimace? These are like the important questions of the modern age.
The purpose of Grimace, Bates told the outlet. I don't know. I guess Bates works for McDonald's. Oh, Brian Bates, a manager of McDonald's in Canada, revealed that purpose of Grimace is to demonstrate the food tastes good.
Okay. Yeah. Can't argue that logic.
I mean,
yeah, everything else is so literal. He's like an abstract thought of like good taste.
Is that canon?
I bet you anything. All of this went on Ray Kroc's desk, and he went, "Fuck it, I don't care."
In 2012, McDonald's Corporation posted on the official Twitter account said that Grimace was the embodiment of a milkshake, though others still insist he's a taste bud. Why would they tweet that?
The age-old debate: is Grimace a milkshake or a taste bud?
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So back in 2012, they responded to somebody, and you can't see the original tweet now. It says Grimace is the embodiment of a milkshake, though others can still insist he's a taste bud with a smiley face. I don't know what the question was. So what were they fucking responding to?
Oh, okay.
It won't let me see.
Ronan
never know.
Grimace, just FYI.
Oh, okay, Ronan is Grimace. Okay, that makes sense.
What the fuck?
You have the smile.
You have the smile. Yeah, man. Yeah. I guess I could be Ronald. I'll be Ronald. I'll be the clown.
You really want to be the clown? Come on, let's give that to Draven. He's the one smiling all the time.
Fair. Fair. That's fair.
I don't know who the fuck I'd be.
The Hamburglar.
No, that's me.
Hamburglar.
That's me.
He'll be the
All right.
Hamburglar's wife.
Yeah, I guess so.
Mrs. Hamburger.
Mrs.
Hamburglar.
Like Pac-Man is Pac-Man.
I'm fine with that, I guess.
Yeah.
McDonald's should be paying us for creating such great lore.
I agree.
I don't know why they're not.
What's that?
There should be a
YouTube group
cock meal.
What was that YouTube group that made the drunk McDonald? They did Talk to Me. What do they call it? What's the group called again?
Oh, Raka Raka.
Raka. What the fuck is that? I want to.
Dude, their Ronald videos were.
I want to see Draven do that.
Oh my god, man!
Draven, you're watching right now. No, get ready. You're gonna have to
Please for Halloween. We'll go to Disneyland. You'll love it.
This is Ronald McDonald.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Raka Raka, man. Simple times.
Oh, we were talking about that earlier. That what's the movie called? The trailer out today.
Talk to Me.
Bring her back.
Take her back.
Oh,
bring her
the
back.
new one, the new trailer.
Oh, they have a new movie coming out.
Yeah, they dropped the trailer today.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, it comes out at the end of May. It looks pretty goddamn
It
disturbing.
looks pretty insane. Yeah, I was like, it looked pretty insane, but we'll
teaser.
see.
Yeah,
It's just creepy and uncomfortable. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? That's all my thought. Yeah,
I enjoyed Talk to Me. Talk to Me had some punch.
Yeah, I liked Talk to Me. I want to like him more than I did, but like when they were doing the horror stuff in that movie, I thought it was pretty freaky. But like, I wanted a little
the
bit.
party scene felt really authentic. It sounded like the way kids would actually act if they found a fucking hand that could allow you to be like possessed by the dead. It's like, yeah, of course they would treat it like a bong and like pass it around and misbehave.
I really like the scenes where you got like little glimpses into like hell or whatever the fuck,
I would
like
have probably did that.
demon shit. Like those were really creepy. But I wanted a little bit more from it. But I liked it. It was a cool idea. I want to see what else they do.
yeah. I like the design, just the hand as like just like a horror trinket. You know, like I think it's up there really cool with like like the limitation box or whatever configuration box. It's like all these things that you just put together. It's like kind of like it symbolizes the movie just by that image.
Totally.
It is really cool. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm a kid myself. I'm 27, and at that age, there's no way in hell I would have stayed at that party had they brought that shit out. Like,
Oh yeah,
no
I'm
way
25.
in hell.
I'm fucking running for the door if that shit comes
no
out. I'm
way.
like, I think I stayed too long. I'm gonna go home, guys.
Yeah,
I think I'm good.
over. My mom called me. I gotta go home. Like, nah.
Mom, I'm scared. Pick me up.
No, I couldn't do that. No.
Anyone here check out Companion?
I want to.
Yeah.
I'm so behind on movies.
It's already on digital. So stupid.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also at the same time, it's just like February started getting a little traction with all the movies coming out, so I can understand why people kind of threw by the wayside.
I wish more people gave it a shot though, because
Me too.
It was fun.
Yeah,
It was a fun time.
I would say it was
movie so far
terrible.
there.
I just was I would have said I wanted more from it too. I did think it was like original, but I was like, it could have been better.
Yeah, Sophie Thatcher, she brings the heat, and she'll book a bunch of gigs based on that performance. Yeah, because they've already booked her for the second season of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and she's rumored to be Ilyana Rasputin in the reboot for the X-Men for the MCU.
I love that idea. Oh my god!
But filed that under rumor for the time being. I just saw.
Yeah, I love that idea.
So many X-Men rumors. It's kind of ridiculous. But,
some of those castings, I'm like, I can get behind. For and whatnot. Like the fact they got what's her name? Butters. She was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and The Fablemans.
Julia Butters, I think.
There we go.
Yeah,
as her as Kitty Pryde. I could see that.
Yeah, I can't take the source of those rumors seriously though.
I know. Yeah,
because he's a fucking rat.
Oh, Biggie Cheese.
Biggie Cheese.
Oh, I love Biggie Cheese, bro.
Yeah,
if he said it, it's gospel.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what's another film that I wish would have been in theaters? Was The Gorge. You know what I'm saying, Jordan? Like,
The Gorge, man.
You keep telling me I need to watch that.
Yeah, I like the first half more than the second half, but fuck it, half of a good movie is better than most movies. So yeah. Anya Taylor-Joy, she nailed it, and Miles Teller, who I usually don't like, he was pretty goddamn cool in it too. So Scott Derrickson, he's got yet another horror movie coming out in the fall with Black Phone 2. So Scott Derrickson,
that's right.
Yeah,
big year.
I don't think The Gorge would have done like well in theaters, but I'm curious to see how it would have done because there's a lot of people talking about it. So I'm wondering if it did hit theaters, would it have done decent because there's a lot of people talking about that film, which I wasn't expecting that big of a response. But I wonder if it's because Apple TV Plus and a lot of people have iPhones, so they pay $5-6 to get the service, and it's just like boom, explosion. Like I don't know,
kind of choosy with what they put in theaters, which is crazy to me.
And I get this, but I think budget wise, they probably should have tried. Because, I mean, it's not like a high budget, but I mean, there definitely is.
Not in the dark. Apple could have afforded a limited theatrical release.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Apple, Netflix, and Amazon all have absolutely no reason to not do a limited theatrical release for any movie they make.
Yeah. They should have done it for Roadhouse when they came out last year.
Yeah, well,
Roadhouse.
That was.
I get it.
I don't disagree, but they kind of shot themselves in the foot when they opted to do streaming for the bigger budget.
Yeah,
purely. When they purely opted to just have it be a streaming movie just so they could get 20 more million out of it, I'm like, well, at that point, you kind of have to honor the fucking contract no matter what.
Yeah. It's been a bit, but he is back. Pink Cube is here. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey.
How creators doing?
Oh, we're here, hanging out.
So great.
Trudging
You
along.
say that's so sad. We're good.
We're just here, man. We're all
good shit.
slowly dying. That's what's happening, you know.
Oh, you don't gotta bring it up though.
You ain't living, you ain't dying.
That's true. Yeah, I like that quote. You ain't living, you ain't dying.
Yeah.
Well, you missed the most important conversation earlier. We were talking about Grimace and like what is Grimace for McDonald's, and it was a whole thing. So, yeah, I don't know.
What was our conclusion reached?
Basically, they say McDonald's says that Grimace is the portrayal of food tasting good, but that doesn't make any sense to us. So we don't know where that comes from. So, I don't know.
He's like gluttony personified, I feel like. Or like
someone
a little
get John
bit
Doe on the phone.
Too.
John Doe.
Yeah, someone get John Doe.
Yeah, so what would happen if Grimace was forced to cut off one of his own love handles? Would just a bunch of ooze come out? Or...
It would just be leaking Grimace shake everywhere.
Yeah. What the fuck is happening here?
I don't know. Grimace got him.
The Grimace got him? Yeah. Oh my god. What the heck? This is bad.
Save him.
Grimace. What, you're writing the book? You mean you're writing the book and the villain team in the book is called Council? Okay, that's fine. We can be villains. That's cool.
Writing a book sounds painful.
That's nothing new to me. I'm always a villain, apparently.
You're writing a book.
Yeah,
you're writing a book.
Ouch. Paper cuts.
The book's so good, he had to write it.
So,
fine.
Question about the Gorge. What are y'all's feelings about if Apple, Netflix, and Amazon, if they gave all their movies a limited theatrical release, would that help those movies in the long term in terms of visibility, conversation, engagement, whatever word you want to use? Would it actually drive additional traffic? Or is there just an audience that's like, I'm not going to the movies under any circumstances? Because I've heard the rationale for some of the streamers is that if you can get enough ticket sales to cover the marketing expense, then it's worth a limited theatrical release. And I feel like the Gorge, if they'd opened it in 500 theaters, I think it would have raised the visibility, but people are still talking about it. So maybe Apple was right not to leave it in theaters, but I'm a theater guy because I just enjoy going.
It's a tricky situation because you got to think, well, you had that comment from, I forget what his role is in Netflix. He was saying, well, if Oppenheimer was a Netflix original film, that film would have been as popular. I'm like, no. Yeah. And statistically, if you look at the statistics, a lot of films that go to streaming do better when they're theatrical first. Like we saw the huge response of like Inside Out 2, theatrical, made over $1 billion, hits Disney Plus, it's a way bigger success.
Even Horizon, the Western, is doing well online, but it had a theatrical release first.
That's the thing. If it went straight to streaming, I doubt it would have any impact. Even though Horizon, that part one, did horrible in theaters, I think at that theatrical. I think if it's a theatrical experience first, even if you don't see it there first, okay, well, it went to theaters, so I should check it out.
I also like that this is only pertinent to the big three streamers, Apple, Amazon, and Netflix, because they have almost nothing to lose by putting anything theatrically. Because face it, Apple and Amazon especially, they have a bunch of other extended streams of revenue from their technology, from Amazon shipping, et cetera, et cetera. And so when it comes to here's another example of a movie that didn't necessarily do well theatrically, but Apple didn't fucking matter to them because, well, they're Apple. Killers of the Flower Moon, Martin Scorsese. people went and saw the movie theatrically because it's fucking Martin Scorsese, but that movie had like a $200 million price tag on it. Now, by normal theatrical standards, had that just been a theatrical release, that would have bombed. That would have been a straight bomb by all intents and purposes and by, traditional box office standards. However, since streaming is in the conversation, you have these streamers, specifically, again, Apple, Netflix, and Amazon. Again, they don't have that much to lose when it comes to all this because, again, a lot of their revenue comes from other outlets, be it Apple products, be it Amazon goods, be it, Netflix being a pure streamer. Like, if someone doesn't watch their movie on Netflix, this brand new movie, okay, fuck it, who cares? Joe Average still subscribing to our service, watching Stranger Things for the 500th fucking time. But the big draw for Netflix is, can this new thing get us more subscribers?
Yeah.
Whereas with Apple and Amazon, they're like, fuck it, we're just doing this for fun.
Do you think more filmmakers like Greta Gerwig are going to negotiate with Netflix and say, I'm only making my next movie with you if you guarantee, for her Chronicles of Narnia movie she's making, they've guaranteed her an IMAX release. I suspect there will be some filmmakers, if they had the heft and the clout, they will be negotiating for those theatrical windows.
I think it does boil down to the filmmaker as well. That definitely has.
I was gonna say even Ryan Johnson did that with Glass Onion. He was like, it has to have a theatrical release.
I saw that one in theater too.
Yeah.
So
Pinocchio, Del Toro Pinocchio had a limited round, but I still went out to go see it because it's fucking Del Toro and it's Pinocchio.
Yeah, and I think it really boils down to the director and the IP itself, because The Gorge is original IP. I mean, it was based off like a script that was written years ago, but I don't think theatrically it would have done well. But it's already said and done. It's already out there. A lot of people are talking about it, and it's spreading around like wildfire. Like, I literally remember the day of when the film dropped, there was a clip that popped up on my TikTok For You page, had 178,000 likes on that video, which means it had over 1 million or 2 million views just on a clip from the film. And it's like, holy crap. It was just skyrocketing. But I wonder theatrically if it would have done something, but you just never know. I don't know what kind of statistics they look at for that in terms of what movie goes to theaters, what movie goes to streaming. But Netflix, they just don't really care. I think they're only doing the Greta Gerwig thing for IMAX is because it's a big IP that they've had for years and they've not done nothing with it. They got the director of Barbie to do this.
Yep.
Let's give it to her, because if we don't, maybe she doesn't actually do it. And how much longer is it going to take them to get someone else director-wise? And is it going to be to what we said? Because maybe her pitch is so good that what she wants to do and the vision she has, we might as well just budge and give it to her, because if we don't, we have to go back to the drawing board and we're going to be
they might lose it. Like they lost Wuthering Heights, Margot Robbie's next movie. They offered $150 million, but because they were unwilling to put it in the theaters for director Emerald Fennell, they decided to take the movie elsewhere. So I think if Netflix starts losing big time directors more frequently who would take their projects elsewhere, I think they'll give an inch and do the limited theatrical release.
I think they have to start changing their mindset.
Yeah.
And they just put Dan Lin in charge of their film division too.
Yeah.
So things are changing on the Netflix film front.
Most of it's still going to discuss straight to streaming. They don't give a shit. Because Back in Action with Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx, not a great film. That was never going to go. Yeah, that was never going to go to theaters.
Yeah.
But a lot of people checked it out when it dropped, so it's fine. But with these bigger name stuff, it makes sense. Not saying a full theatrical run, like, it's got to hit 2,000-3,000 theaters, but
put it in IMAX for a couple weeks, though.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Greta Gerwig thing, that's going to work out. I think that's going to be a good thing for that film to do that. So
I'm going to be so pissed if in my neck of the woods I can't see Del Toro's Frankenstein, and I'm going to have to fly out to LA, because LA and New York are the places that you can more or less find a screening of those streaming service movies. I'm going to have to fly out to LA just to watch that fucking movie in the movie theater, which I'm happy to do, but it's a bitch and a half with time and money going about it.
Right. Case in point, when Snyder did Rebel Moon, the only way you could watch that theatrically was at the premiere for both of them, which was, I don't necessarily think that was a good or bad decision, honestly, because, we all saw how
Netflix owns a theater here in New York called the Paris Theater. So I did get to see Rebel Moon Part 1 at the Paris, but for whatever reason, they didn't play the second one at the Paris. But Netflix's relationship with theatrical is a very strange one, which I haven't figured out.
It really is. And it's even stranger because Army of the Dead had a limited week release in 2021, and then it hit streaming a week later, and people were just it was a topic of conversation following the Snyder Cut. It just stayed in circulation for the longest time, and crazy to me, like to your point, that Netflix has like the strangest relationship when it comes to theatrical releases of certain things. It's crazy.
I think it's because for the longest time they were strictly like a DVD renting service, and then they switched to streaming, and that's all it was. Yep. And that's all they know. So for them to go, okay, so because they're spending a lot of money. I think there's like a report that came out today. They're spending like 19 something billion dollars or something this year on content they're making.
Yeah, it's global,
Holy
but
shit.
still, it's an 18 to 19 billion dollar content spend, which dwarfs all the other studios.
Yeah,
wow, crazy.
So it's crazy, but you think, okay, if they're willing to put this much money into buying Monday Night Raw for that live service and like that live show each week, and they're willing to get the IPs that they can actually grab because everything else is being, taken off the service because everything's going to like Disney or Max. So they have to find, okay, what can we get? They got Lion Witch the Wardrobe. They have Chronicles of Narnia. Like, okay, let's just do the theatrical one. Let's budge and give her the IMAX stuff. Okay, well, we have this. Okay, let's figure out something because they got to figure out something because yes, they're one of the biggest streaming platforms, but at a certain point, they could drop off because Apple's growing, Amazon's growing, Disney Plus is growing. At a certain point, they're not going to be one of the top dogs if they don't understand that there's a different way to approach their original stuff. Obviously, not everything is going to go to theatrical, but they have so much stuff they're doing. It's like kind of hard to keep track of all the stuff they're dropping, but they got to figure something
out to when they buy off Taylor Sheridan away from Paramount TV Plus.
They're also making it harder on themselves by increasing their fucking prices every year.
Yeah.
I said for years too that I think once Stranger Things is done, they're going to take a gigantic hit. Because
oh yeah,
what else do they really have? I mean, like Squid Game is big, but like
also
ending this year too.
Yeah.
This year, the second season.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I need to watch Squid Game still, but
second season wasn't as well received as the first season either.
Yeah, it was more mixed. Like the first season was like a fucking phenomenon, and then this one, like working in a barbershop, people were like, some people were like, yeah, it's really good. Some people were like, not good. And then people were like, it's all right.
Seem smaller in scale too, but I know, again, very, very small niche area of Netflix, but Netflix is also notorious for producing a lot of anime and stuff like that too. They have all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on there, and yet the manga that Akari is doing currently is in like its 7th, 8th, almost 9th chapter, and they've only done the first 6. But the thing is like the 7th book is kind of like a retooling, reboot, reimagining, if you will, and apparently it's also really hard to animate horses. So the studio behind the animation of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is like, well, we may or may not do this in the future. And I've seen a lot of animes like get at least 1 or 2, maybe 3 seasons, and then Netflix is like, let's move the fuck on. Yeah. So it's again very much smaller in comparison to the bigger television and film stuff, but even still, it's like I think to Johnny's point, they are going to hit their bubble, and when they burst, it's not going to be pretty for Netflix.
What if they get more shows like One Piece? I've not watched One Piece, but I know some people who are fanatics for the anime liked the live action that they did. But I think there's only been 1 season.
That's a great point because a lot of live action adaptations of animes more often than not usually fall flat on their fucking face. One Piece is one of the very few exceptions that did not. Because and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that they have the creator of One Piece working directly with them on the show. And he basically kind of shepherds them along of like, okay, here's where you can condense certain things. Here are the main beats of like the first arc or 2 that you should focus on if you want to make this in a live action show. Whereas you get something like Yu Yu Hakusho, which takes elements of like 20, 30 episodes that just sets everything up, and they try and blow it into 5 episodes, and it's just fucking terrible. Or you get something like Cowboy Bebop, where you have Cowboy Bebop is like a mixed bag because John Cho is phenomenal as Spike. The guy they got for Jet Black, perfect. Woo! Whoever they got to play fucking Faye. Whoever they got to play Faye, completely miscast.
Daniel Pineda,
100% miscast. And then they also throw a bigger emphasis on damn it, what's the guy's name? The antagonist, Vicious. They throw such a major fucking focus on him, and they make him seem like such a bitch. And people are just like, fuck this. And then you don't even bother bringing in Ed or the dog. And it's
the
just
last fucking scene.
The last scene in the last episode of season 1. They finally do it. And then we're just like, oh, sorry, it's not coming back for a second season because this show is expensive as fuck. Like, yeah, no fucking shit. Thanks. But yeah, it really does ultimately kind of boil down to like execution, who's involved, and ultimately like how much does it honor the original source material, be it the manga itself or the fucking anime.
Like, what if Netflix did a live action Berserk and went all in on like the? I'm just throwing out $1 billion ideas here.
Wouldn't it be smarter if Netflix cut their losses, died as an OG, merged with somebody, and then moved on? Like, by the time you said it's going to be over anyway, like, you started it, die a legend, sell it, make bread, move forward. It is what it is. Like, then nobody lost, and that way they can keep whatever project they've got, change them, somebody else could take it over, but it would depend on who could take it over.
That's the thing. Like, who wants like right now? Paramount Plus's Halo series. The first 2 seasons are coming to Netflix, or maybe they're already on there now. And they're like a discussion. Oh well, could they revive Halo? I'm like, it's possible. Netflix could do it. Possible. I mean, that's the thing. But there's people that just don't care, right? That's the thing. But would it work? Because a lot of times, if you're moving from one streaming service to another, like in terms of like a cancellation, like Lucifer on Fox, it went from Fox to Netflix as an original for its last couple seasons. Well, that's from a standard just broadcast to streaming, but streaming to streaming, can you do the jump? Will people follow? Will people care? And maybe Halo would actually work better on Netflix. There's a lot more people watching it versus Paramount Plus. I don't know.
But that's just the actual show of Halo. I only saw the first season, so I can only speak to the first season, but the first season was shit.
So people said season 2 was better, but I don't know.
I didn't even care enough to watch it. But like what I was gonna say before is like Netflix also has a really bad habit of just like they make a bunch of shows and they just cancel them almost instantly before they have a chance of seeing what could happen. Like there's a lot of shows where like maybe it doesn't start off the greatest and then gets better as it goes, or like I don't know, but Netflix is just quick to fucking chop everything they do.
Yeah, they're merciless.
That show On My Block, like they should have kept going. It got failed. They failed. I don't know if anybody watched it On My Block, but what they did with that show, it could have been a lot better.
Well, Netflix is famous for giving their writer producers a lot of freedom and a lot of latitude. However, if you don't deliver, off with your head. Yeah. And
or if they're not earning a lot of new subscribers, they
done.
But I wonder how much
Ryan Murphy, then you can work there indefinitely.
I wonder how much Devil May Cry is going to do for them and the fan base that, like, this thing has been working since, 2018, 2019? And it's now just coming out. And that has a whole nother, angle of, it's from the people who did Castlevania, Captain Laserhawk, great animated shows and whatnot.
Like the first 3 seasons of Castlevania, the ones written by Warren Ellis, because those were bangers.
I like the 4. I like the first 4, but, I think, it's the same team behind it.
Nice. Yeah, because Warren Ellis kind of got canceled from the comic book industry, but as a TV writer, those first couple seasons of Castlevania, he just knocked it out of the park.
Oh, that ending of season 2? Woo!
Yeah, I love it.
I played every Devil May Cry game. I love that franchise to death. When I saw the intro and that the fact they used fucking Limp Bizkit, I was like, okay, I was already going to watch the show. You already had me, but now you have me.
What song is the intro? What song?
Rollin'.
They use Rollin', seriously?
I shit you not.
Oh my god. Of course they did.
Oh, dude. Hold on. I'll send it. It's fucking amazing.
What's the producer name? He's been saying that it's the 90s. I think they're adapting the mangas for the show and whatnot. And it's just he is leaning into it.
Oh, nice. It comes out in April. It's right around the corner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. April 3rd.
First week of April. Yep.
I can't fucking wait. It's going to be amazing.
Jesus.
And funny. It's like if you pay attention to the opening credits, there's shit from the other games in it, and you're just like, how the fuck does all this work? So yeah, I can't wait. I cannot fucking wait. This is one of my most anticipated shows of the year. It's gonna be amazing. But I'm biased. I like Devil May Cry.
What's the best Devil May Cry game?
In my humble opinion, 3. Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening.
Let me see this.
That's just my humble opinion, though, because it's weird because they kind of do the story a little bit out of order in terms of game release, because they did Devil May Cry 1 and 2, and then 3 is a prequel to 1 story wise. So then it goes 3, 1, 2, and then 4 takes place, I believe, after 1, but before 2. No, that's not right. I think it goes 3, 1, 2, 4. Yeah, it goes 3, 1, 2, 4, 5. That's the way it goes.
It's like Metal Gear timeline.
A little bit. Well, it's Capcom, and they do shit out of order sometimes. But yeah,
Jordan, could we for a hot minute, can me and Gianni geek out over the posters that dropped for
Last
of Us?
Oh my god!
For a hot minute,
bro.
and again, folks, panelists, we're not talking spoilers, just because when I tell you, I messaged Gianni as soon as I could. I was like, dude, what the fuck are they doing to us with just the posters? It's just like, what the fuck?
They're like, the posters they put out for season 1 were really cool, but like those are fucking fire. Like, they're so dope. Like, I kind of want all of them. I just want to hang them up. Like, they're so cool. Like, oh my god, yeah, oh yeah. Like I say all the time, it's a good thing my camera is above, like, chest up. The show would have been banned a long time ago. But yeah, dude, Ellie walking on the guitar, Abby walking on the Firefly pendant, and then Joel with the fucking watch. Oh my god. And he has the fucking sniper rifle on his back. Oh my god.
So without giving away spoilers, when will the controversial moment from the second game be introduced in the show? Will that be a season 2 cliffhanger, or what are your
don't know, man.
I think episode 4.
I was gonna say, I think it's
I guess pacing wise, I think that's where it might fit best, like expanding a few parts of the game.
I was talking about it at the shop, and I was saying how, like, when I've been talking on Bottles and Bricks over on Ronan Unchanged channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've been talking on Ronan's podcast. I'm very convinced that season 2 is probably going to go in more chronological order than the game did originally. So I'm thinking that moment, would probably be like a mid-season finale-esque kind of thing, even though it's not going to be mid-season finale, but like that kind of vibe where it's like middle of the season, blow your tits off real quick, and then we're going to finish the season pretty much. Like, I think
it could be like the Red Wedding was for Game of Thrones for people who are not anticipating what's coming. So
right.
I think something gigantic like that happening in the middle of the season could be nuts. So, like, just fucking nuts. Like,
100%.
people are just like comfortable getting into season 2, and then halfway through, like, what the fuck? So I think that would be pretty cool.
I like how Ronan went off camera to do that.
Yeah, I think that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to think that's what they're gonna do.
Are you in bed,
I know
Julian,
they
by the way?
said,
Yeah, I am.
Okay. It's like, are you in bed?
Yeah, no, I like lay my phone to like drink my water. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna hold you.
You need to
Not-
dim the lights. And put on the movie.
yeah, dim the lights, man. Just start taking like.
Yeah, no, I
fall
honestly,
asleep.
I'm like, I should have. Like, no, I'm having a ball. Like, I was sitting up at first, and I was like, nah, I've got to be horizontal.
Hey, you know, whatever makes you comfortable. That's fine. That's
Exactly. I'm
all
having a
good.
ball. I'm telling you.
I was just like, I'm
And
pretty
I've
sure
tried
he's
to
in
make
bed
it
right
as
now.
ominous as possible. I've like moved it this way. I was like, maybe they won't notice. But
Oh, I can tell.
Yeah,
Because when the camera went down and we saw the lamp, and then you pulled it up, and you're just like,
Oh yeah,
like,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
I was like, it's laying on my water bottle, and I was like, how am I gonna do this? I've like turned the camera off. I was like, I just gotta be honest.
just be honest with us, please.
I was like, they just have to see the real me,
And that's what we want to see.
Yeah,
don't
we
wanna see
appreciate
that.
the honesty.
Yeah,
most
100%.
authentic version possible.
Yeah.
but I know they mentioned that they're gonna expand the series into probably like maybe at least 4 seasons. So I could see that. I could see they could expand upon some things in the second game because it's a much longer story in general. So you can like pad some things out, and I'm just trying to think of like where a
HBO
good
wants to squeeze it.
I'm trying to think of where a good cadence would be to end the second season on within the story of the game that we know from the second game.
And then, like, without spoiling things again, since we're kind of tap dancing on ice right now, like,
Yeah.
based off the stuff we've seen in the trailer, like, we get to Seattle and we see
some
like
shit.
yeah, we see some stuff like, you know, different factions and stuff without, you know, that all happens like well after the event. So I'm pretty sure midway through.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe because there's a natural, again, dancing on spoilers, there's a natural basically breaking halfway point in the game. And I think this might be where the season ends.
Could be.
Oh man,
that would be a crazy cliffhanger. That would be a crazy fucking cliffhanger. And that'd be a crazy premiere episode too, if it's like right there. But dude, starting it off with a bang, like season 3, that would be crazy.
I almost said something, but no, that's a spoiler. So I was gonna say you start with a
banger. Oh god, dude. My trauma's coming back. Oh god,
crushing, isn't it?
No, that's earlier.
I said it's gonna be head crushing, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was my thinking. They could start off with that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, not that change. So there's another moment. No.
Oh,
I mean,
that's I'm thinking midway through.
What do you say, Alan?
I mean, I think the smart thing would be. I was gonna say, I think the smart thing would be to kind of change how the story plays out from the game. But a part of me thinks that Druckmann, you know, with how the backlash and everything that happened with the game, might want to play it out the same way he did in the game. So I don't know. And plus, too, like you guys said, like the middle portion of the game is kind of a perfect point to cut off the season. So,
and the fact that we're getting season 3 as well, and that season 4 is confirmed, I think, no?
They said ideally it'll be
ideally,
yeah.
We don't know. Okay,
which I think we all know it's probably going to happen. It's a huge fucking hit of a show, so like it'll happen. It's just not confirmed. But like if they say it's gonna have 4 seasons, it's gonna have 4 seasons.
They're probably working on it right now, like the paperwork of like, all right, we're gonna sign off and commit to it because it's like there's plenty to let breathe and actually enhance from the game from that one. Like it was just too the scope is fucking
I mean like everyone has said, like part 2 is a gigantic game. Like the story of part 1 is a lot more simple and straightforward, so you can nail that out in a season. I think they could have even made season 1 longer, but what they did was fine. But with part 2, like if you want to expand into the different factions and the locations and add new stuff, like they're probably going to, like there's so much to do with part 2. Like,
I mean, the biggest difference is just like, we get more POVs and you can like focus on that, and like that just you turn it into like a larger story, like a Game of Thrones or whatever, where you're shifting around between characters in an episode.
And then like part 1, obviously, like there's still like when you go to different locations, there's a lot of rich lore in every location, but like they really did that a lot in part 2, where like every location has very specific factions and lore and stories going on that are pretty deep and intense if you want to go into it. So like they could really, I mean, you could do 3 seasons of part 2 if you want to. Do I think that's the best idea? I don't know, but like you could.
Think back to episode 3 of season 1, where they took a relatively short story from the game and they expanded it into a full episode. They might take many opportunities like that to give the show a longer shelf life.
And based off the stuff in part 2, I'd be okay with it. There's a lot of interesting stuff they could do.
That's all I'm saying is Isaac.
I said it on Balls and Bricks on Ronan Change Show that I would love to have a whole episode of just Jeffrey Wright as Isaac just going fucking insane, dude. Like how we got that Bill episode with Nick Offerman. Like just give me Jeffrey Wright as Isaac. Like let me see this motherfucker in action, because that's not really a spoiler. Like in part 2, they build up Isaac a lot as a character in the game, and I feel like what they do with him ultimately is kind of disappointing. That's one of my only flaws with the game. They spend a lot of time building him up, and you barely get to see him. So I really want to see him, especially when you bring back Jeffrey Wright.
When do you think they're going to have him put on a mustache and go up to the top of a building and turn on the bat signal?
Yeah, when's Batman going to show up?
Season 4.
Okay, so that's okay.
Well, I don't know. I think maybe when they go to the music store, they'll put on a Nirvana record, and he might just swing down from the middle.
I'd laugh so hard.
That would be hilarious.
Something's in my ass. Yeah,
or like he's like he's rummaging doing stuff, and he finds like a fake mustache and puts it over. It's like, okay, put it back. That would be funny.
I'm dry.
Okay, I keep
Someone
staring
says
at,
La Rata and he just flips the light on.
yeah.
What are you showing me?
I keep staring at it, so I have to address it because I don't know what. So, Pink, what's with the brush your teeth picture behind you? I keep seeing it.
Okay, yeah.
Anime.
I know that one.
I know it's anime, but okay, I need to know.
Yeah, so spoiler, I guess minor spoilers, but it's kind of like known for it. But the picture itself is from the show Monogatari, which is an anime. It's very long, and it's like most iconic scene is this teeth brushing scene. And so like it's like an in joke in my community because I watched that show. That's one of the shows I reacted to. And so that's like the inspiration for the entire dentist fit is that like now I'm the one brushing their teeth. It sounds as crazy as it is. I really can't defend it.
Because your second appearance, you had like a freaking doctor's coat on. You had like a mask on.
I know, bro. And I did that full get up for one of the videos too for that series. So it's kind of a joke for the series.
I'm glad you brought it into this show because I was just like, I don't know what. Okay.
I know. That was the point. It's like, well, if I've done this insane thing, I have to like hit people with it that have no context just to see how crazy I am.
This is actually a good question. Are you at a dentist office right now?
Yeah, I mean, I have patients come in.
Okay.
Oh.
We want to see some teeth.
Oh.
That's what I want.
Oh, we're going to see some action tonight. Oh, don't you worry.
Oh, okay. That's the real After Dark OnlyFans stream. Okay.
I technically I do have an OnlyFans too, but I've never posted on it. It's only cubes because Pink cubed only cubes. I had to snatch it so nobody else could take it before I could.
Oh, okay.
There's videos of flossing and shit.
Oh, ooh.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Go with it. Run with it.
Onlyteeth.com.
That's what we're looking for.
Only teeth. Yeah.
Only teeth. Oh my god!
Teeth.
Write that down. Write that down.
It's a good idea. We'll make so much money.
Exactly.
You should start posting on there, but like title it like really like bad naughty shit. When they click it, it's just like it's cleaning teeth, or you're brushing your teeth, or like today, guys, we're trying this toothpaste today. It's like
carefully
I'm gonna write that down. I have a note document where I write down video ideas. It's going in there because that's actually really fun.
You can do some ASMR.
So you'll get full
with that,
credit.
too.
You'll get full credit.
You get the ASMR.
If you try
the ASMR community
toothpaste,
would love that.
if you try different toothpaste, you have to call the segment "Spit and Swallow."
Ooh.
They just write themselves, bro.
They do.
It's that good.
All of that.
Spit on that thing.
Oh no, bro. No. I think that one's
All right,
I was about to get an OnlyFans.
On that note, I gotta get out of here.
Oh, every time,
yeah, I'm
On
that note, I gotta go.
Yeah, man.
That was a great note to end on. So
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Thanks for being here. Is it Alan's movie talk?
yeah, it's great talking to you guys.
Yep.
All right.
All
Much
right,
love.
man. See you,
See
Alan.
you, bro.
Thanks for being here, man.
All right,
Appreciate it. See you,
Everyone
Alan.
have a great night. Yep.
You too.
Take care.
Boy.
Bye, Alan.
Who the fuck?
He's gonna go subscribe.
That
to
is a transition.
Yeah, he's gonna go subscribe to your Only Teeth or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
Holy
Never
Jesus.
believe you haven't posted anything. He's going to confirm as we speak.
Yeah,
Only
yeah,
false.
Yeah, someone go look.
Only
Did he actually has he actually posted? He just lying to us.
Yeah, free advertising. Got you.
Yeah, guys. That would be funny though.
Hilarious.
God, that's
So this guy's hilarious.
brush your teeth. I just don't understand.
I got that reference.
He's fucking
Wasn't that part of the X-Men '97 controversy? He had an OnlyFans page.
Oh,
more than that.
yeah.
There's a lot more to it than that.
That was an element.
That was one thing.
That was an element of the story.
Fun fact: I
Keep
met him
yourself
at
up.
Comic-Con.
Oh yeah, you did.
I did.
Okay.
I did in fact shake hands with Bo DeMaio at San Diego Comic-Con. I met him on the show floor. He was just walking around chilling with fans, and I was like, "You're Bo DeMaio." He goes, "Yes, I am." I said, "You wrote X-Men '97." He goes, "Yes, I did." I said, "Well, I just wanted to let you know, man. Good job."
What's
And
he
then-
working on now that he and Disney had a parting of the ways?
What is he working on now? That's a great question.
Nothing.
Because people love
the
X-Men
X-Men
'97,
OnlyFans.
and I'm worried that season's garbage without him.
Yeah.
Let's make a fanfic, dude.
No,
Oh,
no, he
I'm
was,
like the
last we heard
X-Men
he was
Wattpad.
posting the truth on OnlyFans.
I also had the pleasure of talking to Jake Castorona, who was the director, one of the directors on X-Men '97 too. And
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, "Hey man, like season 2, I'm waiting for it. Like that apocalypse payoff." He's like, "Oh, you got no idea." I was like, "Okay, I got you." Yeah,
Oh my
pretty
God.
cool. It was a fun time.
What a gem of a show, man! What a fucking miracle, and like what a privilege to be into the arts. Like that is, I don't just consider that a show or a continuation. That is a piece of art.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The way this all brought back. Pink, we have your first Only Teeth subscriber here. Your biggest fan.
Hey,
Nice.
the Gooner himself.
Is that canon, Draven?
Yeah, it is
Yes.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Draven, you could also do,
That's
you
crazy.
could also do some Only Teething, Draven. You could.
Like,
Yeah, man.
No, you know who else has really great teeth? Robbie Rotten from Crazy Town, who looks like Draven.
Oh. Another person like Draven.
That was good.
It's funny, real funny.
No,
I
it's
know,
funny.
right? Draven, remind me, how tall are you? Like 6 foot, right?
5.
6 foot, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they stack shit that high.
Oh my god!
Wow. Right as he gets into, Jesus.
It's because Jake and I watched Full Metal Jacket the other night in the Discord server.
Oh yeah, you didn't watch Full Metal.
It's amazing. It's a
Well,
great movie.
Speaking of racism,
Oh my god, bro!
No, bro.
Jesus.
No.
Guys, he's wearing the hat. He's wearing the hat.
No, I had a different hat on for almost 2 hours, and then they started talking about that. I'm like, you know what? Change time.
Previously on Joy Patrick.
And you know what? So no one says I'm full of shit. Here's the hat I was wearing.
oh, you're cool.
What's that white stuff on it?
Look at
As
you.
long as y'all are making Full Metal
Yo,
Jacket
bro.
references, I'm rocking my Stanley Kubrick t-shirt. So we all
There you
have
go.
Mm.
Fucking standing ovation. I love it. Oh man.
Oh,
Kubrick
nice.
is the man.
He directed the
I
Moonlight.
grew up on Full Metal Jacket.
That's better than a Shining, dude.
That is not a movie to grow up on, but yes.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
The clues are in The Shining. Danny's wearing the sweater.
Yeah,
It's
he
fucking-
directed the moon landing. Yeah,
it's canon.
it's
Mm.
canon.
No, they probably. I imagine this. Like they probably had Tim Burton and company look at The Shining and go, "There, that's our Joker." They probably did that.
Oh.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Michael Euston was looking at a
Light
was
of
looking-
my life.
he was looking at a newspaper clipping of Jack Nicholson getting like an award or something for The Shining, and he took white paint and red paint and painted
Yep.
like a Joker smile
Yep.
onto Jack Nicholson, and he went, "This is the fucking Joker."
Yeah.
So he brings it to the studio, brings it to everyone involved, and he's like,
Yeah.
"This is our guy. This is our guy." And then
Yeah.
Tim Burton comes on, and they go, "We got to get Jack Nicholson for the Joker." And
Yeah.
he's like, "Okay."
Yeah, and that's what got people on board with the movie because when Keaton first got casted, they were like, "Oh, this is gonna fucking suck. Mr. Mom can't be Batman. This is gonna bomb." Then Nicholson gets brought on. It's like, okay, you know what? This guy's kind of insane. This might be awesome. And then the rest
I
is
didn't
history.
realize we were on a Wikipedia page.
Oh, am I that good that I can just recite Wikipedia pages? I guess.
You probably pulled that up. Yeah, you probably did.
No,
Actually.
it is weird to think that he was like 50 when he did that movie.
Yeah.
Well, times
Yeah,
are
but he
different
started
back
making
then.
movies in the
Is that what
early
Wikipedia said?
60s. Yeah, I mean, Jack
Yeah.
Nicholson, he's old as hell, living legend.
Yeah,
you
he
wanna
made
see
his, he made his public appearance recently with the 50th anniversary of SNL.
Yep.
The first time in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
I saw him courtside at a Laker game a couple years ago.
Oh my
Nice.
god, he fucking loves the Lakers. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes,
he
he is.
does.
Smart guy.
Yes, he does.
Yep.
Now his
Yeah.
son takes his place.
Y'all
Oh,
ever
yeah.
watch Chinatown?
Yes.
I need to watch that.
Love
Oh
Chinatown.
my god.
Yeah, I did a 50th
God.
anniversary review video last year. Yeah, I love
Nice.
that movie.
Man, one of the best things I think involving Jack Nicholson is like those videos where they clam together like everybody's reaction to paparazzi around them and stuff, how they just hate them. It's somebody running up next to Jack Nicholson with a camera. It's around Christmas time. They go, "What do you want for Christmas, Jack?" He looks him dead in the face and goes, "For you to drop fucking dead." I laughed my ass off at that. I was like, that is Jack Nicholson to a T.
It's a little negative, Jack. Just gotta be honest. I mean, it's a little harsh.
Yeah, man.
I think one of my favorite
Christmas,
Jack
man.
Nicholson roles ever is anger management.
Management.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I need to rewatch that.
Oh man, Jack Nicholson, a fucking treasure to cinema.
Oh, yes.
I just rewatched The
Yes,
Departed
Ronan,
at the
that's
shop
canon.
too.
Oh, The Departed.
So
Yeah.
fucking good in The
Departed,
Departed,
oh my
man.
God, that movie.
Favorite mob movie of all time, personally. Love that movie.
Really?
Yeah. It's a hot take, but I love that movie. I put that over.
I like it.
It's my
Good
favorite
choice.
Bond movie of all time. Huh? Never really thought about that.
It finally
Yeah,
got Marty his Oscar.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just like Leo's my favorite actor. Matt Damon's one of my favorites. Jack Nicholson's one of my favorites. I like the two like kind of rats chasing each other, like classic mob stuff. Like it gave me everything I want out of a mob movie and more.
And
The ending is fucking nuts. Like it's great.
A lot of people don't talk about this one, but does anybody remember the movie Wolf? Had him, Michelle Pfeiffer, and James Spader in it.
I saw it in the theater.
Yeah,
Mike Nichols, who did The Graduate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's not one of his that's talked about a lot, but I think it definitely needs more attention.
Yeah, he doesn't need a lot of makeup to be a werewolf.
Nope. Definitely not.
He just walks around.
Yeah.
It's like the joke we had where like Werewolf, the upcoming Robert Eggers film, where we know that Willem Dafoe has some sort of role. We jokingly thought the person who turns the werewolf, they just turn the Willem Dafoe, and he just goes, he just himself does
I actually just rewatched my 4K of Nosferatu came in, so I watched the director's cut.
Mm-hmm. Now,
So
what are the few extra minutes?
4 minutes.
Yeah.
So they extend the scene when Nicholas Hoult first gets to his castle.
Yeah.
They talk about the gypsies a little bit more. And you get to hear Orlok do like a really kind of like creepy laugh because he's like making fun of him a little bit. Before he like starts flipping out at stop talking about it. Or like the fuck is
As far as he's concerned.
I wonder why they cut. Was there anything that was like it made sense to cut out because our rating wouldn't have been like
No, it was really just like the director's cut was literally scenes that were in the movie just extended.
Gotcha. I wonder why they.
And then I watched the deleted scenes, and the deleted scenes weren't even scenes; they're just shots. So like you have the shot of, I think it was maybe in the first trailer where like Lily Rose Depp opens the window, and you see like his hand like shadow up on her. That happens after he starts attacking Nicholas Hoult in the castle, and he does like the creepy like fucking like sniffing the fucking thing and is like, oh, you're only gonna dream of me or whatever. Like she opens up the window and you see the hand like get on her, which is cool. And then the shot from the trailer of him like turning around where you don't see his face. That was a deleted scene. That's at the end of the movie when she like again opens the window and is like, "Oh, come to me, I'm ready for you," or like whatever, and she like catches his attention.
Come to me. Johnny, we're talking about.
He turns around. He's like,
Johnny, we're talking about Nosferatu, not your bedroom adventures.
Yeah, well, you know, well, there's a lot of bedroom adventures in Nosferatu too, so blurring the line a little bit. But anyway,
yes, there are. Yes,
yeah. But yeah, the director's cut's literally just scenes that were in the movie extended a little bit, so you just get more of a great thing, which is awesome.
I wonder why then they were just cut or they were shortened down. I wonder because
the
movie wasn't like too long.
It's literally 4 minutes longer, dude. Like it's 4 minutes longer. So
I imagine it's just
director's cut.
It's probably just like creative choices of like, especially for the opening scene with Orlok. Maybe it's just like how you want to present him, like, you know, up front, like what's the first line he has, what's the, you know, first like shot you have of him. Those small things, like, you know, like set the tone of like how you see the character. So maybe
I definitely would have left the conversation with Orlok longer just because the first scene with him, and like I said, you get a cool like laugh, like creepy laugh from him, which I thought was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
The other scenes that were extended, there was like when Aaron Taylor Johnson's like kicking out Willem Dafoe and fucking Galactus, I forget his name.
Ralph Ineson.
When he's kicking them out of his house at the end, he kind of just shits on him a little bit, like, oh, like Willem Dafoe, you're like fucking out of your mind. No wonder everybody like hates you, dude. And then Ralph Ineson's like, oh, you're just fucking, you're a hack, like random stuff like that. Like it's just little bits of dialogue they added. There's like a shot that was actually really cool was when he goes after Aaron Taylor Johnson's wife from Deadpool and Wolverine, Emma Corbin, that's her name.
Emma Corbin, yeah.
Before he like kills her, pretty much, like when she gets up and she can't wake him up in the middle of the night, you see like his hand go throughout like the entire house, like past Lily Rose Depp and Nicholas Hoult, like lying on the floor and everything, and she's awake and she's like kind of knows that he's coming. But so that was kind of cool too. Like they just added some shots and a little bit of dialogue. So like director's cut kind of loose on that. It's just the movie, but extended a little bit.
Yeah.
They could have put it in theaters. I really don't think it It's 4 minutes. Like, I mean, I guess it makes it a little bit brisker of a watch. You take out the 4 minutes, but like it doesn't pad it out. Like
when that rumor came out of it being like a 3-hour director, like I was like, oh my god, please. And obviously it wasn't true. It was like,
it's not that long already, so this wouldn't have done
it's like right at 2 hours.
Yeah, so the director's cut's like 209 with the credits. Like it's literally like it's not much at all. It's really good. I mean, it's great. Like, I mean, if you get the physical copy or whatever, I'm only going to watch the director's cut. I'm not going to watch the theatrical cut because like it's just more and a little bit more. It's not like
it's complete.
Like a half hour longer commitment. It's 4 minutes. Like, okay.
Yeah. But I mean, if there was that much more footage, like say like a 3 hour, even a 2.5
Oh,
hour,
yeah,
I wonder like what he cut, like what's going on, you know?
He really didn't cut. If that's everything, he really cut like almost nothing.
Gotcha. Are there theatrical cuts you guys prefer over a director's cut?
Ooh, that's a good question.
With the Lord of the Rings, there are some extended versions and some theatrical versions that I prefer. Like with Two Towers, I like the extended, but with Fellowship, I like the theatrical. And with Return of the King, I'm kind of borderline. But I'm always at war as to which versions of those movies I prefer over the others.
Answer that might make Jake happy. Spider-Man 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I like the Rogue cut of Days of Future Past, but there's something more simple of the theatrical one where it's like it doesn't take away from the element and whatnot. Like it to me, the fact that it's already that a lot of people died, that like it made it a thing of like, oh, we lost Rogue in the process and whatnot. But like, I don't know.
That movie, like it fills out what happens with her, but it also flips around what happens to another character where they meet their end like halfway through the movie instead of near the end. So it flips that whole bit around too.
Yeah, it's also a question of like, I think more movies should have director's cuts. Like a lot of them just don't. Yeah. And maybe the point is, well, this is directors, like this is the version they're fine with. But I wonder, like, okay, if you had the opportunity to put out a director's cut, like, because obviously there's more stuff you shot.
Right.
Yeah. What would that be?
If you weren't restricted, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, what would it be? And so I think the Nosferatu example, like, okay, it's just clearly he just cut some small bits in scenes and just shortened it out. But I wonder if he had more free reign, would it have been a 2.5 hour cut like directors where he had more stuff he shot, but he had to condense it down for budget or just like, post-production in terms of like screenings. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I'm just glad people showed up. He shot that movie for $50 million and it grossed like 170, 175.
Yeah.
Like
just deserving. It should have made more, honestly. Like
whatever freedom he craves, he will have on his next movie.
Werewolf. That I'm ready for that because
that's where I was gonna go.
He's gonna do is that.
I watched a bonus feature of Willem Dafoe. Yeah, he talked about how like Robert Eggers is like one of his favorite directors to work with, and basically anything he offers him, he's gonna take. So just they're gonna be working together forever, which makes me very happy.
Yeah.
Remind me of Michael Caine when he would do it with Nolan movies a lot. Yeah. He's like, whatever you got for me, I'll do it and whatnot.
Like, Willem Dafoe just has a schedule set, just like him and then Yorgos just bounce back and forth between them in any given year.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I wonder if Kane's gonna be in the Odyssey somewhere. I mean, I don't know.
For years, he was the lucky rabbit's foot for Christopher Nolan, where he was terrified that what would happen if he didn't use Michael Caine in a movie. So we'll see. Yeah. But yeah, the Odyssey, that comes out summer 2026, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and with like what he just did with what he did with Oppenheimer back in 23, he's pretty much got like a blank check now. They're like, okay, you can do whatever the hell you want. So
deservedly so.
Yeah.
I've got my copy of the Odyssey right here, and yeah, that story's like 3,000 years old.
Mine's right over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a good read too.
Yeah.
And did you see that story where like the Matt Damon photo they posted? The own studio copyrighted the image, even though they themselves posted it.
I did see that. Yeah, I was like, wow.
They posted it themselves, and they took it
down. I was pretty surprised they posted a picture already, though.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that at all. I was like, wait, that's real? I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Matt Damon.
Cool. It's funny because I didn't know who was going to play Odysseus and whatever, like until they announced that, and then I was like, okay, I can. It's cool to have Matt Damon lead.
He's the right age. I was terrified Tom Holland would be Odysseus, like too young. Odysseus needs to have a little age on him, a little wisdom.
Yeah. It's funny. I was thinking about it though. Like I think 4 or 5 years ago, I think the front runner who probably would have been pretty good would have been Pedro Pascal, because he reminds me of like the Ricardo Montalban sort of like portrayal that they had the old like TV movie for it. Like it feels very similar, but I think now he's a little saturated.
Wait, there's a movie where Ricardo Montalban plays Odysseus.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Ricardo, not Ricardo Montalban. No, the who's the other guy?
Edward James Olmos.
No. I'm blanking on his name though.
Grimace.
Yeah,
Grimace. Yeah, Grimace.
I love how Montalban was so shredded for Wrath of Khan. There was an ongoing debate for decades as to whether or not it was a chest plate or if it was his real titties, but yeah, it was genuine. It was real pets.
The way you said they're real titties.
The man was doing his push-ups.
It was Armando Sante. That's who it was.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay.
Oh, that was funny.
But we can dream about a Ricardo Montalban Odysseus movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
The cast is stacked to that movie. It's insane.
Oh God,
it's gonna be a monster.
Yeah.
I mean, there hasn't been a good Greek mythology movie in a long time. Christopher Nolan. I mean, the peak of his career. It's going to be seismic.
I think this might be his best. I think this might be his like magnum opus. Honestly.
Totally. This is what his whole career has been building toward.
And that's what they said about Oppenheimer a year and a half ago. They said like that was his top thing. If he manages to outdo himself only a year and a half later, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that was a new studio. He only had $100 million budget. He was just getting warmed up. Now Universal's like, please give us more Oscars, whatever you want to do. Yeah.
I mean, just the scale of the Odyssey. You know, it's like it's just up there with like any epic, Star Wars, Dune, whatever. Like it's just gonna be so huge.
Especially if it leans into the mythological part. Like if he really goes in on the sirens and Circe and all the magic and all like the Cyclops and whatnot.
Yeah.
Or he could go a totally grounded approach. I hope he leans into the more mythological elements though, because when I was a little kid, I saw the original Clash of the Titans in the theater, was blown away, and I've loved Greek mythology ever since. So I'm looking forward to a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I took it was a whole mythology class that I took when I was in college, and they got us so enroped into the lore, and they were showing us like all these different, that's where they really broke down what the whole hero's journey archetype is. And then they started showing all these different examples in popular media. I was like, oh crap, these are all actually kind of the same, just with very, very distinct paint jobs on them.
Yeah, there are very few new things under the sun that have not been done by the Greeks 3,000 years ago. So
right. But if you paint it with pretty enough colors, people won't be able to tell.
Yeah.
I will say I'm a little bummed that Sean Bean never got his day in the sun to be Odysseus in his own film.
It would have been good.
Yeah, I think
he got to be Ned Stark.
Yeah, you got to be Ned Stark for one season.
I would appreciate the sort of meta irony of that, of having Sean Bean be the guy who refuses to die. After going through everything.
Yeah.
Making it home.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
And it is going to be a stat cast for that movie, but it'll also be, with that, it'll be a little bit of a pricey movie too.
Oh yeah, it's going to be like
that many high names.
Yeah. I mean, the cast alone is going to be pricey, let alone
Universal's going to pay out the nose for this one. So yeah, we'll see how big the budget gets. But it's Nolan. If you can't trust Nolan, who can you trust?
Christopher Nolan's one of the only directors left. I think that his name alone sells tickets. There's not many directors like that anymore. It's like him and Tarantino.
Right.
Yeah, directors who are as big a star as the star.
Yeah,
they definitely have a chance to make it back, but they just got to sell it right.
Yeah. I have faith the marketing should be fine. Oppenheimer's marketing alone.
What is his biggest hit? Is it The Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises, or what's his biggest success that he's ever made in terms of box office?
Dark Knight, I think. Or was it Rises that made more?
I don't know.
I think it was Knight. I feel like Knight made more.
I feel like Knight did it.
Yeah, I feel like
deserving.
But the fact that Oppenheimer almost made
$1
billion, so that's crazy.
I mean, and then I think getting like Tom Holland and Zendaya also, like that's gonna also get asses in chairs. Like
just for them.
Just for them, and then it's Christopher Nolan, and then you got Matt Damon and everybody else is in the movie. I can't even fucking remember everybody else is in the movie.
You're basically you're bringing all different quadrants of fandom to one project.
So I just looked it up. It was actually Rises, 1.081 billion.
All right.
Rises that made the most.
What a deserving film.
I love The Dark Knight Rises, man.
Oh yeah, Dark Knight Rises is still great.
Of course.
Oh yes, it is. Yeah. It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan.
It's like
Mr. Wayne.
I have Gotham's reckoning.
I've got them.
I'm here to fulfill Ra's al Ghul's destiny.
Mr. Nolan, you must produce the Odyssey. Then you have my permission to retire.
Mr. Nolan, you have then you
Mr. Nolan.
Bro, I want to see Tom Hardy work with Christopher Nolan again, man. Now that he's fucking freed from the shitty ass Venom movies, put him in good movies again, please. I need to see Tom Hardy in good movies again, please.
Hey, watch Warrior.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, that was fucking years ago, man. He's been in fucking jail with those shitty ass Venom movies. Please put him in good movies again. I miss him.
Tom Hardy can only be in the Odyssey and anything before it if he does the Bane voice. That's all
Okay, fuck it. Yeah,
I just
fucking
let him play.
Write it in.
put him in a gladiator pit or something in ancient.
And he has like the mask. So he's like,
yes, I was wondering what breakfast.
Oh, this is.
Yeah. It'd be very in his cast type, but like he would be good as one of the suitors that's like trying to get his wife. Yeah, it's like one of the antagonists once he gets home. Yeah.
I wonder what he's even doing now. Because Venom's over, so what is he doing?
Like, I didn't love Bike Riders, but dude, seeing him in a good movie again, it's like, man, I miss it. He's so fucking good in that movie.
Yeah, he's got
This is nice.
totally done with all their live action Spidey stuff apart from
For right now.
Yeah.
Thank fuck.
R.I.P. the Sony Spider-Verse.
Yeah, rest in
I don't
piss,
want that.
dude.
I was about to say rest in shambles.
Yep. No, rest
Yeah,
in piss.
I think it's gonna come back. It's just like they have to rethink everything. But then again, I don't have any faith because
No, give me Spider-Verse. I'm good, bro.
Yeah, but who
That's
knows
all
when
I
that's
want.
even gonna come out? Right, the last.
Yeah,
one.
like, just fuck.
But at least we have Spider-Man Noir with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I am excited for that.
Great. No,
I'm excited for that.
No, I saw those set photos where it's like him on top of the car in the trench coat, and my first thought was like, wait, why does it look so much like Darkman? But then I was like, okay, this looks awesome.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with looking like Darkman. That was the warm up for Spidey. Before Sam Raimi made Spidey, he made Darkman. And it kicked ass.
Nothing wrong at all.
Yeah.
No, okay. When I first saw the trailer for that movie, it freaked me out a little bit because I'd seen a video before that of someone having plastic surgery recently, and I misinterpreted what was happening when I saw that trailer. So it actually weirded me out for a little while. It was a bit before I watched the movie.
When that scene when Liam Neeson's trying to win the pink elephant and freaks out, it's fucking hilarious.
That movie doesn't make a lick of sense, but I love it.
No.
I've not seen this Darkman movie.
It's I think Sam Raimi made it right before Army of Darkness, but you got like the Danny Elfman score and like a lot of the crew that he would use on the Spider-Man movies is already there intact. But obviously Darkman's just a much smaller movie, but you can see the Spider-Man movies to come kind of in the DNA of Darkman.
And then him and Kep even worked together on that movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was doing the screenplay for Jurassic World Rebirth?
All right.
Oh, there you go. There's that.
Yeah, Kep's a worker. He wrote that new movie Presence, the low budget horror movie by Soderbergh, and he also wrote Black Bag, which is coming out in March. So yeah, so Kep, he's not a lazy writer by any means.
No, I still haven't seen Presence yet. I need to.
It's good.
It's good. Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
It's good. If it just try to look away if you're prone to the motion sickness. Some people get a little hung up on.
Yeah, I'm like, pop a drama meme before you go watch it. Like, and you'll be fine, I promise.
Well, there should be like a sign before you go see me. You might want to do this before you come see it. Just saying.
You have the patches behind your ear. I'm like, don't worry about it.
Or just get super blazed.
Yeah, man.
Facts.
Eat a pot brownie and you'll be fine.
God,
no facts. Roll something up. I did. It's worth it.
There's some noodles and pot brownies that go to
I did. It was so worth it.
I tried getting super blazed before I went and saw 2021 Candyman. That didn't work.
I love that movie. Don't speak bad about that movie.
2014 ate a pot brownie.
Leave Tony Todd alone.
No, I love Tony Todd.
R.I.P. Tony Todd.
It wasn't even the movie that made that experience bad. It was the people in the damn theater.
Oh, okay.
They just ruined that experience.
All right, as long as you're not shitting on the movie.
I need to hear everyone's thoughts on the Final Destination Bloodlines. Be strictly honest. I need to hear the thoughts on the teaser. I need to hear it all.
That was awesome of a teaser.
I haven't seen a single Final Destination movie as a horror fan. I need to watch them, so I have to.
Same here, not seen them.
I have to watch them.
I've only seen a couple.
The monkey has a little similar DNA to Final Destination in terms of like the audience is cheering for increasingly elaborate kills, where like you can see the audience is kind of like, how fucked up is this scene going to get? And so it's part of the charm of Final Destination, like just how sadistic will any individual kill scene become.
Nice, I like that. I'm gonna like the monkey.
That's how they stand out, is like each individual scenes, like they all kind of are distinct in their own way.
Yeah. Like if you like the monkey, you're gonna like the whole movie.
Making one of the kills like the teaser, I felt like that was very interesting. I felt like, was that a good idea or was that a bad idea?
That's a good scene though, with like all the piercings and the chain and whatnot.
Yeah, maybe it'll be one of those things where it's just for the teaser. Maybe that scene won't be actually part of the movie. Like we'll hear about it off screen as someone else learning about it.
Sit in this corner.
How many Final Destination movies have there been? Because I think they started like in 98 or 99 or something, right?
I want to say 6.
Yeah, this is
like
number 6.
Not quite as many.
Because I'm pretty sure there's Final Destination 5, and then this is like 6, even though 6 isn't in a title. I think it's like the reboot kind of.
Yeah,
like
6.
It's called Bloodlines, I think.
You cold, Raven?
Bro, it's fucking 1 degree out. Yeah, I'm cold.
Yeah. So much horror coming away. We got Sinners in April. We got that movie from the people.
God,
8 years later. Like there's all kinds of good horror on the horizon.
I can't fucking wait for Sinners, dude. I'm gonna bust a nut when I go see that movie. Oh my god!
I was for it, and then I just saw that the most recent trailer. I saw it during Captain America. I felt like to pose or like to say that the other brother was gonna turn into a vampire. That feels like that just ruined a lot for it. I think they shouldn't have made. There was too much information in that next trailer that I was like, all right, like I didn't see it, but I'm not happy about that.
Yeah,
I
didn't watch the trailer. I heard, I saw pictures of it. I was like, man, come. I like the mystery of the first trailer. Like, we know it's gonna be a vampire movie. Yeah, I was like, I don't need to see it, man. I'm sold. It's Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler. Like, I'm there. It doesn't matter.
Ryan Coogler break new ground. He's not playing with the Rocky franchise. He's not playing with the Marvel franchise. He's making up his own story. And I feel like at this point in his career, if he doesn't have the freedom to create his own stories, when do you have that freedom?
Oh, like a Ryan Coogler vampire movie? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh god, dude. Again, I changed my pants again.
Being bankrolled by Warner Brothers of all studios too.
Right.
Yeah.
Just let Ryan Coogler do whatever the fuck he wants, man. Like I'm happy that he's kind of making an original. Like I love the Creed movies, I love the Black Panther movies, but like I want to see original Ryan Coogler movies. Like fucking
like the whole realm of horror and things like too. We got like
like him doing a horror movie is awesome. One of the best directors working doing horror. Like fuck yeah, dude, absolutely.
And then like just adding more to that genre, and like a little less than a year from now, you have Sin Help coming out. Like it just got a release date like a day or two ago.
What is that?
That's so that is Sam Raimi's first full-on horror movie since Drag Me to Hell.
Oh, nice!
Oh,
I love
that.
Cool.
Yeah,
nice.
Definitely looking forward to see that one, because I mean you can definitely see that there were horror elements in Multiverse, Madness, but he was still,
Evil Dead moments.
He was still very much held back. Like I'm sitting here wondering what an R-rated version of that would have looked like. And
awesome.
But was the production
I feel like we were robbed.
Yeah.
It could have been.
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that today.
He got some fucked up shit in Multiverse of Madness, but I was sitting there too. I was like, man, if they would have let him go R-rated, it would have been crazy.
I just remember sitting there, like I remember sitting there in the theater watching it, and like that first 15, 20-ish minutes, I'm like, okay, this is a little generic NCU. Doesn't really feel very Raimi right now. And then when he fucking takes the street pole and pokes out the eye of Shuma Gorath, not really Shuma Gorath, but whenever he pokes that eye out, I'm like, okay, there's Raimi. He just showed up. And then you get to the second half of the film, it's like, it's straight out of his bag of tricks from Evil Dead 2, and I was there for it.
Not even that, just like the transitions. He was having like the kind of cheesy, like old school transitions and like fade ins and fade outs. Like I was like, oh, this is Spider-Man coded. I was like, this is great. It was so fun.
And then the fact that they even had Bruce Campbell's cameo as a direct Evil Dead
Pizza
2
Papa.
nod, I kind of loved that. Me and my old man were in the theater. And I swear we were the only two in the room that got that joke. And we're sitting there through the credits. I'm like, is he? And we were literally just talking. We're like, I really got a kick out of Campbell showing back up. And then the end of the credits come in, and he pops back up. We're laughing our asses off. Everybody in the bottom of the theater is like swearing up a storm. We're like, oh, what? You made us wait for that? I was like, you guys can keep fucking complaining. That was hilarious.
Speaking of like horror, do we know anything about Jordan Peele's next movie too? Because I know he started teasing stuff.
No, I'm kidding. Nope.
We know nothing about it though, right? Nice. Because then he like tweet or do like he did something, right? Like a date, right? A date
next Christmas, or was it this Christmas? Like this year?
Boy, I thought it was in October.
So. I thought it was Christmas.
Oh, you guys are getting me hard again. Hold on, let me see. Let's see what's going on.
IMDb says untitled fourth film, 2026.
Him 2020.
Wait, what year?
Next October.
Thanks,
2026. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, John. You have to live for another year.
Dude. I guess.
I still haven't seen. I've seen Get Out. I've seen Nope. I have not seen Us yet.
You're not check it out, dude.
I was a little disappointed with Us, but it's a good movie.
Yeah, very mixed opinions on it.
It's good.
Like at least for Lupita's performance, which I really thought, like try that.
And Winston Duke too. I love Winston Duke.
I love Winston Duke.
Want to get crazy? We can get crazy.
Yeah, he's so fucking good, bro. He's just a goofy dad. I love it, bro. He's so
dude,
good.
Nope was
sleep.
Oh, I love Nope, man. I love Nope.
It's not Nope. Us put me to sleep. Nope was cool.
Nope is fucking awesome, bro.
Nope is the one movie that I would really love a director's cut for, just because there's one thing in the trailer that is not in the movie that that makes me really curious about it, and it's the guy that's there's in the trailer. There's a shot you can see during the monkey attack scene. You can see everyone running out of the studio. There's a guy walking towards the studio with his hands in his pocket. He's wearing glasses, and he's not in the movie. That shot's not in the movie. And you look it up on IMDb. he's credited as no one, which is what what paparazzi says to Kiki Palmer. I think she says like, "Who uses I'm no one," or and yeah, so it's like just like a reference to like that thing. I guess like the reflection of like the observer, the someone like the onlooker or whatever. So I'm really curious about like what that scene would have been with that character included.
Only thing I hope Daniel Kaluuya's in it. That's all I want. If I get another Daniel Kaluuya Jordan Peele movie, oh god, dude.
I want Kiki Palmer back. I had such
Kiki Palmer too. Oh man, she was so fucking good in that movie.
Yeah.
The cast in that movie is great. The fucking VHS store guy too. I liked him. And one horrifying purple people eater. That guy's
that fucking song, man.
Yeah, that guy. That was a great movie, bro. Oh my, Steven Yeun. Steven Yeun was great too. Oh man, what a movie.
He's gonna be in Mickey 17. That's gonna be.
I'm excited for that movie too.
Do I need to watch Mickey 1 through 16 first before I see this movie?
Yes.
Okay.
You also have to watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Yep. Billy, are you going to take your alter ego to go see that movie, Phil?
What kind of stupid fucking question is that?
The answer is yes. He's in a walking.
Oh boy. 17 Mickeys.
Round 17. Here we go.
He's going to sit right in Johnny's lap and go, "My favorite seat."
Okay.
That's dirty.
Other way around, Beef. Other way around.
I feel like you two switch it up so many times.
They do switch
the lore right.
Yeah, man. What are you saying?
All right, Jordan, read the chat.
What chat?
Wow, dude.
What am I missing? Oh, nerd.
Private chat for a reason, man.
I was like, why did you? Where's the comment? Thank you, nerd, for being here, man. Appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah, happy to be here, man.
Yeah, where can people find you?
At Passion Fruit Creators on YouTube. I host a show there called the Reactorverse Podcast. I'm going to have Draven on at some point soon. I'm hoping get him on there. And yeah, I just talk to people in the reaction space. We also do deep linkers where we talk to other type of creators in the content creation space as well.
Of course,
nice.
Of course. Yeah. When you have Draven on, make sure you ask him about his love of bread. We need to hear a deep dive of that.
I got bread out of my diet. I'm getting fat.
See you, man.
See you, man.
Okay, man.
See you, man.
Bye.
Who the fuck?
Who the fuck was that guy? All right.
I don't know.
God, you damn him.
I know. I don't know why I did. Who knows? Oh man, it's been a weird day.
Then there were 9.
You can say that again.
Fucking Wednesday.
Wake up, Draven. Oh, but did you buy that truck, Draven? You were showing us.
I pick it. Yeah, I get it tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm
like, hey, Draven.
This right here is Draven looking through the rearview mirror.
Oh yeah, he's like,
shut the fuck up.
Does it come with a booster seat?
Oh shit!
I got 3 books that I sat down.
Bro, he's like,
Rocco and Rocco's Modern Life needs to blow up a giant fucking balloon just to see he can fucking see.
I'm not sure, bro. Like what? Like I don't know why you think I'm short. I'm taller than you, Phil.
It's a fucking joke.
Suck my
bud.
dick, buddy.
No, I don't want to do that.
Golly.
That's not my job.
Draven.
I
I'm trying to behave on the stream tonight.
Draven.
You are bringing the words
Draven.
out of me.
Draven, it's a joke,
What a
not a
dick.
dick. Don't take it so
I have
far.
to ask this question though, because now I'm in this workspace now. Do you know how much it's going to cost you per month insurance wise?
All right.
Because that's a fancy truck, and you have to have full coverage. I'm guessing, unless you're buying it outright in cash. Right?
Ford F-150.
Yeah.
I'll figure that out tomorrow.
Okay. Good luck.
We have a guy.
He's like,
Oh, yeah?
my wife will handle it for me.
He has a guy. He's gonna steal it.
I mean, in fairness, Jake, he does have a wife.
I know.
Who's Raven?
Yes.
Is that confirmed? Is that canon?
Is that canon?
Chat?
Chat, do we know?
We said that at the same time.
Can we confirm?
Ugh.
Proof it didn't happen.
Pixar didn't happen.
Yeah, Pixar didn't happen. Like that. Pixar didn't happen.
I thought he was actually about to go grab his kid.
Well, we didn't deny the kid.
No, that's true. We didn't.
That's different.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on a second. I know. Hold on.
What did you just do?
What is happening?
Oh, no. I know who could confirm this. Taladia, does he have a wife?
What the fuck?
I knew it. I knew it.
Can we confirm? Can we confirm that Draven has a wife? Do you know? Can you confirm it?
Well, we know he's Breadman.
Shit on.
But if he got a wife,
Right,
who knows? It's a mystery.
It is.
It's a creepy mystery, Scoob.
Creepy mystery. It's creepy. You know.
Just like that freaking Velma show.
God, that's on.
Do you remember that
your
shit, bro?
menagerie of dogs. Last time I was on here, you kept whipping out dogs from every corner of the room.
AI generated, and it's out of focus.
AI Draven. That's not real.
That could be anyone.
He also porks dogs. There's that too.
Yeah, I can make that on Canva, buddy. AI generated.
No, first time Phil said that, Johnny lost his damn mind.
Oh shit!
Aw.
Is that bread?
No, it's white stuff.
Mayonnaise? Just squirted mayonnaise in your mouth? Nice.
I even got double cakes that night.
I would show my dog, but she's
I was
downstairs
too drunk.
sleeping.
I was too drunk.
Too drunk.
Did you like fucking die at your wedding, dude?
I thought Jordan was about to say,
I
would show my
almost
wedding
died.
pics, but they're too inappropriate.
And my wife just
No.
joined the stream when I was showing off wedding photos. So thanks, guys.
Wait, she watched the stream?
Yeah, she's in the stream right now.
Oh, wait, she's not.
Hi, Draven's wife.
Hi.
Are you real?
Can you confirm?
Can you confirm that you're real?
Is
And
this
there's a picture of
AI?
Draven fucking dead, dude.
That's the photo to Project X.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a Project X photo, bro. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What a guy.
I'm not in the pursuit that I have.
Did he make you dinner? He damn well better have.
Mhm.
That's a good
With
question.
his level of cooking, is that a good idea?
Yeah. I think we should have a stream where we just talk to his wife and just ask questions.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah,
like a
good
sit down interview.
Yeah,
60
like
minutes.
Yeah, literally,
Draven's
but
like,
3
nope,
hours.
That's not happening.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that'd be funny. Or
That
what
would
we
be
need is
like
we
that
need
that
to
would
get-
be that would be like trying to interview all the women Elon Musk has impregnated. Oh wait, no, he hasn't impregnated any of them. He uses IVF. Never mind.
Okay.
All right.
Anyways,
You know, like they say in Anchorman, that escalated quickly.
we're gonna bypass that. I think what we need to do is get Johnny's girlfriend to actually watch it. Like that's the next step. Get her to watch the
No.
show.
Just do it, Johnny. Don't be a bitch.
No.
Just send her a link, man.
She
Go
loves
ahead.
Send it
Smiling,
away.
you know he wants to.
Send it to the StreamYard link.
Yeah,
Johnny
the
can't.
like,
Johnny
actually
can't.
get in
Johnny.
here.
Johnny can't risk that because if she sees me, then it's a whole can of worms.
Yeah,
is
man.
open.
She doesn't know about
Yeah.
Phil yet, bro.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
what needs to happen?
Yo, that's
Johnny-
funny. She just texted me. That's fucking funny.
And Johnny, something tells me she is not the kind to share.
Yeah.
No.
So
No.
wait. So she's aware of the show, but she's
Yes.
not watched the show.
No.
Okay. I think what
Not
needs to
yet.
happen instead is just she needs to be on camera.
Maybe we gotta get all the
in the
wives
room.
on the stream instead of us.
Yeah, yeah. There's still, which we should be like here and then have a pause break, and then when we come back after the pause,
It's like
we're
all
all
women,
replaced.
Everyone's wife.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I mean, Jake wouldn't have anybody, but
Whoa!
Wow.
Well, if you would have asked me a number of months ago, it would have been a different conversation.
There you go.
Well, there's that sock puppet you keep underneath your mattress.
What? That mean that one you left over here?
Wow. No.
All right.
It's what I let you.
You can always do.
All right.
You can wait. I got something to say. He can always use Mr. Soccer and use that as an advantage and say, "Hey, this is my wife."
Come on, you fucker.
Jesus Christ in heaven.
Take my gun barrel. Come here, boy.
Wow, is that the first time that I wasn't the one who made a cum sock joke?
Yes.
Wow. Look at that. We're breaking new ground.
Johnny, you're evolving.
Breaking new. Oh,
I can retire now. Somebody else can make cum sock jokes for me.
Retire.
Same pod. We share a bed. It's nothing.
Yeah, Yeah.
God,
Welcome to Council Creators After Dark audience and panelists. This is
Mayhem.
Yeah,
Phil, Johnny's secretly waiting to
my God.
replace one of those posters on your wall with a Suicide Squad poster.
Now you
Yeah.
said. I think Johnny said retired.
No, I said that.
Well, there was a customer I talked with today who literally said, "I'm retired," but the way they said it, it almost sounded like the other word. I'm like, I know you meant retired, but wow, that was close.
Oh, you mean that thing you called Draven that one time?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it, but like,
I probably said it.
But the way he said, "I'm retired," I'm like, that sounded that's not what you. I know you meant retired, but that.
I say that all the time at the shop because we can't say it, so we just do it like from Deadpool Wolverine. Like, retire.
Yeah, depending on your accent, they kind of.
Yeah, there was someone who used to be on the show who reminds me of retired polar bear.
Oh my god!
We used to have somebody that kind of reminds me of a retired. We used to have somebody on here that reminds me of a retired penguin.
Fucking goddamn it!
Oh my god!
What did you say? What did you just say?
That guy's attention.
Jake said that there's someone on here that looked like a retired penguin.
Chainsaw's like, what have I done?
What have I done?
He's like, what have I done? He's like, why did I mention my work shit? Why did I mention my work shit? Because now these heathens have gone off the fucking deep end using retired.
You know what, Phil? He actually kind of looks like that one streamer who called out that one person without doing it.
No, he looks like Will Smith after
Fucking
he
Michael
saw
Myers.
Jaden Smith's Batman costume, hands and head and all, complete and utter disappointment.
Yep.
And you know what makes things
This is like a
worse
step up from Patrick Stewart's facepalm.
Well, you know what makes things even 10 times worse is the fact that Draven is raging right now on a video game.
I just died to fucking Michael Myers.
Oh,
on Fortnite? Nice.
Yes.
Poor baby.
Did you guys see
Rodens is checking in today.
Toretto's being added to Fortnite?
Yep.
I don't care, Jake.
Okay,
I really
does
don't
anyone
care.
who play Fortnite answer me this? Is Juggernaut available as in Fortnite?
No.
No. There's a lot of X-Men in the game, though.
Maybe, just maybe when Juggernaut comes, I will get Fortnite and I'll change the caption to Juggernauts because I want Draven to suck on these Juggernauts all over the fucking field.
You know what?
Juggernaut. Suck his Juggernuts.
I will get it as long as they have Vinnie Jones in his costume. I'm just going to say, don't you know who I am? That'll be my condition.
Oh, yeah?
No.
No one laughed.
That's really good.
No one
Do you hear
laughed.
this clown? Do you hear this clown?
Fortnite and Elden Ring are getting together and having a baby. Night Rain coming out in a couple months, but
Nice.
That's a segue.
Shit.
I mean, I'm still waiting on a trailer for Pokemon's Legends ZA, and they still haven't really shit for that.
Shit.
That's a crying shame. Anyways.
Christ.
Bad aim.
My wife even asked me a couple days ago.
What'd she ask you?
My wife literally asked me a couple days ago. She's like, at one point, because I told her about some of the shit we've said in Discord, and she's like, "Do you regret doing the show that you guys have gone this far?" I'm like, maybe.
I think the only thing he could possibly regret is letting that one guy come in so we could lie about watching Superman.
Oh my god, bro.
Hey, Phil, you remember when Chainsaw asked a select group of people that if he started bringing up drama shit that we tell him to stop? I think that applies to you too.
No, but that's different because it's
Maybe
not
you should
the kind of
tell him
drama
to
he's
stop, Jake.
referring to.
Chainsaw's about to retire.
What I brought up was actually funny. Just FYI.
Shit.
God.
Well, you know what? You don't have a film.
Well, on that note, it was a good stream.
Council of Creators is officially over.
Bill does not have a film degree, so it's hard to take him seriously.
God damn it.
What the fuck is happening?
What are you gonna do? Everyone's fighting each other. How do we get out of this, Chainsaw? How do you save us?
All you
Mortal
need is
Kombat.
love. The Beatles. That's it.
We need a bonding session.
Just everybody hold hands
Right
and
music.
somebody play Madonna.
I'm not touching you.
Ronan.
See,
I
we're
love
already
your
at an
optimism,
impasse.
but not everyone loves the Beatles, man.
That doesn't shock me.
It's okay, Ronan. I like the Beatles.
Be rider.
That's debatable, Jeffrey. The have you seen some of the shit that's been said on the show?
You created something, but I don't know if I'd use that word.
Anything that's happened on the show cannot be any worse than when I hosted it. Okay.
That is true.
That is true.
That shit was awesome.
But what
That
a
was
time to be
not
alive.
awesome.
That
That was
was
a
fun.
fucking. That was just a bad.
It was a
move on
beautiful
my part.
night.
No, it wasn't.
It
I
was.
think
The
we all-
first 2 hours and 40 minutes was beautiful, and then the last 20 minutes was just
Yeah,
an
I
absolute
think we all,
fucking
I
derailing.
we
got a
all
little
died
off
for like
course,
20
but
minutes.
I think we,
A little, of course.
you know, our host, our leader, you know,
He's back,
Really?
thankfully.
yeah.
What a guy.
He
See,
just
see,
had to
guys,
leave.
this is what happens whenever Magneto takes
I
control.
don't know.
You went on
I'm,
vacation for a bit.
I'm
so.
thinking I might need another break. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Oh, you guys hear that? That means Magneto's running Xavier's school again.
Hey, it's almost like that's the exact joke I just said 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, but it was funnier when I
Phil
said
said
it.
it.
Yeah, it was funnier when you didn't talk.
Well, everything's
What
funny.
the fuck is going on?
Here's the problem
What the fuck
though.
is going on?
Like
Chaos.
I have people confirmed for the next couple weeks that are new guests, and like I don't want to back down and not bring them on.
Never back down, ever what?
So
You can just tell them to DM me. I'll ease them in very easily.
No, you won't. Phil, you're about as good of a liar as that one guy.
All right.
Better liar.
Yes, let's just keep bringing it back up. Yes, let's just keep bringing the joke up. God.
I mean, it doesn't help that I'm wearing a goddamn T-shirt for the movie.
Yeah, it doesn't help. No,
Definitely
Yeah,
doesn't
you
help.
definitely didn't do that on
No.
purpose.
You look
I
good
did
in it,
not.
though, I'll
I
say
did
that.
not do this on purpose. This happened to
No.
be the shirt I've been wearing all day.
So how was everyone's weekend?
Well,
Miserable.
No, it's not the weekend.
Huh?
So I don't know if this was in the title to topic to talk about, but there's a show that's coming out on a weekly basis that will have a new episode in about a few hours.
Invincible. Phil's
That
well.
I don't know if James has seen it. I don't know if Julian has seen it. I don't know if Pink Cube has seen it. If you have, what
I've
are your
seen the
thoughts?
first 2 seasons, and I read like the
I
first
haven't.
120 issues of the
He doesn't
comic.
like it.
I'm
I have
not
no
like that
explanation as to
liar.
why.
I never
I've not
seen
yet
it.
started watching season 3. But how was it? What's your verdict on season 3?
Amazing.
I'm digging thus far. It might be the best season thus far.
Yep.
All right.
Look at Phil's
Phil,
face
if you
right
need to
now.
nap, just do it.
Just fall back.
Yeah, I
and
watched
just imagine
season
stuff.
1 way back and quite enjoyed it. I just kind of binged it on my own, and it's one of those shows that like I kind of was thinking of doing a reaction series for,
Do
but
it.
then I got like spoiled on a couple random bits because it has like the comic or something. So it's kind of hard to like be like, oh, should I just watch it on my own because I know I'll love it, or should I like kind of just be like, all right, guys, I'm a little bit spoiled. You know, that's kind of the balance I've.
But that show
So I haven't seen 2
exploded
or
after
3.
season 1, and then it just
It
cooled
did,
off.
really
It took
did.
so long to come back that everybody kind of forgot about it, and
Oh,
it
it's
seems
not
like
cooled
we've
off
never been able to
And also,
regain.
the release of
that momentum.
season 2, where they did like the first part, and then they relate a few months to part 2 of season 2. It's like, what's the point? It's like,
I
guys,
think that crippled it a lot. Yeah.
yeah. So, and they said they're not going to do it again, which is fine. But yeah, I've not watched a bit of season 3 yet, and I still have half of Spider-Man to watch. So,
Yeah.
Do we know like the longevity of like how long we think the Invincible is going to be lasting? Like,
I mean, the comic ended what, at issue 145 or 155?
Yeah, I think so.
So there's, they're
We got a while.
runway because they
Well, hopefully.
accelerated through a lot of the story really, really quickly. So there's
got
yeah.
you.
maybe
I
like
think
a
they
third of it left.
It said 7 or 8
Oh,
seasons
wow,
is
that little.
ideally. So
Yeah.
Hopefully
Okay.
Amazon wises
Okay,
up and
that's-
just
that's not
cancels it
bad.
after the third season.
What do you say? What'd you say, Phil?
we know what he said.
I said hopefully Amazon wises up and just cancels it after the 3rd season. But hey, beggars can't be choosers.
Well, they're not going to cancel.
I don't know if that's canon, but I think that there's so much potential with this show that like I don't want it to go the way of Walking Dead, but I do want it to have
Nothing wrong
time
with
to
that.
breathe. For me, And I'm not throwing shade because that had the opportunity of like it's the zombie movie that won't end, and that's the only unique thing. But I feel like there is an end to the story. So as long as they have a good pacing, they don't overstay their welcome, and yet give the characters time to shine. And like it's a bag of riches with the cast that the show has. So I say give them time.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I'll catch up eventually on it. I mean, and Reacher starts tomorrow too for season 3, so it's like
there you go. Yeah.
And then there's a show I've been watching, School Spirits. It's on Paramount Plus. I recommend that. It's got Peyton List from Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that show.
Yeah, watch it. Yeah, it's season 2. I think episode 5, episode 6. I think is airing tomorrow. So I recommend it. It's pretty fun. I just said Peyton List, yes, for Cobra Kai. Yeah. So, but yeah,
Q-tips, Jake.
What's interesting too is that like season 2 found a way to introduce more characters organically, because the way the show is set up in season 1, you're like, okay, so we've already met pretty much the characters of the spirits, the ghost. They found other ways to incorporate other ghosts that you kind of maybe noticed at one point in season 1, but they really weren't characters until now.
I'm scared of ghosts.
It's fine. You'll live. It's not scary.
You
It's a
should be
fun show.
terrified then because you're surrounded by 8 of them.
Crickets?
God. Yeah.
No one laughed, Phil.
Just let it sit.
That is true, Phil.
There
Just let it sit.
were a few chuckles here. Come on.
It took me a second to get that. I'm like, okay.
I still don't get it, but yeah, let's move on. All right.
Well, think about it. You're one person, and then there's 8 other people here who are goats, and that means another person is not a goat, meaning the person below you with the X-Men hat is not one of those goats.
Jesus Christ!
It wasn't me, but we're good. I was like, hey,
that was so much explaining for a joke.
Mic drop.
Thank God.
Anyway,
wow,
you're funny, Phil.
Phil didn't even reach the mic before his joke died.
Well, you put Dune Messiah in the title for this video. I don't
Yes.
think it's come up all evening.
No.
What's the latest? What are the rumors?
They're shooting it this summer.
Yes, sir.
which is exciting.
So good.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen Prophecy yet.
Yeah. Take a bow, Ron. Take a bow.
I tried watching Prophecy. I gave up after the first episode.
I stick with it.
I'm
Stick
about
with
in
it.
the same boat. I watched one episode. And I just
will Denny finally get the
Or
Oscar?
give me Denny Villeneuve.
Fucking hope
Otherwise,
so.
I'm not interested. I just
Will Denny finally get the Oscar for Messiah?
They're gonna fuck him over. It's fucking sad already. I can see it. They're gonna fuck him over again. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, unless I wonder what the difference is, because it's not going to be called Dune Part 3. It's been called Dune Messiah. So I wonder if that's going to be the caveat of like, okay, well, so it's not, because this whole like, well, it's Part 2, or it's like the continuation. Like, yeah, but every sequel is a continuation of a story. So
but it'll be a tough one to adapt, because like the first book has like this natural, just kick-ass epic saga quality to it. Dune Messiah is a little bit more like palace intrigue and politics and that sort of thing. It's not like leading up to a big giant battle where Paul becomes the emperor of the known universe. It's got a different kind of ending entirely, and I don't know if it'll provide, for people who don't read the books, I don't know if it's going to provide the kind of payoff that a lot of people
I think Denis is going to make some changes though.
And he's already made some changes.
Yeah, so I feel like that's what's going to happen. But I mean, it really just depends, because I mean, I trust Denis. He's going to find a way to make it work, because he's not going to do a Part 2. Like, it's going to be concluded here. So
unless he wants to do Children of Dune followed by God Emperor of Dune.
No.
I would not complain, but that would be a tough sell.
That's all WB and Legendary. They're going to handle that. I'm sure
they probably will, but I trust that Denis is going to be like, okay, this is it, because I bet after this Dune Messiah, he's going to probably work on something original.
Oh, he said outright, he's like, once I do Messiah, I'm done. I don't need to do any more. Like, my trilogy is with Paul Atreides, and that's it. It's totally valid.
But Paul shows up for like 5 seconds in Children of Dune, so the story's not in it.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You were not wrong, because the way he goes out, and that is interesting.
Fucking damn it.
I have faith in Denis. It's just I feel like they're going to find a way to screw him over again.
Well, you're talking about the Oscars and shit, but you're talking about the actual quality of the movie and shit. I feel like that's going to be fine. I feel like just from the Oscar shit, that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But I trust that Denis is going to fucking deliver something, regardless of how the story is handled, because I think
Amelia Perez wins more
I don't have any
Oscars
doubt
than Dune.
Yeah.
Something is
So,
wrong.
but I'm looking forward to an original story from him after he's done these 3 Dune films. Like, what is he going to do next? Like, what is the next thing?
What was his last original movie? Would have been
He's going to retire.
Arrival?
Yeah.
Well, it was? Okay.
Arrival.
Well, Blade Runner is a
Blade Runner.
continuation. Like,
Okay, yeah, but yeah, so it'll be like
Blade
original.
Runner.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that he's going to do something on an epic scale like Dune, but I maybe see him do something a little smaller scale because
like Prisoners.
Prisoners.
Oh my
bro.
god,
Oh,
Prisoners.
God, I love Prisoners.
Or Sicario, which I fucking that's my
Sicario,
favorite.
Sicario and Prisoners are like the
Written by Taylor Sheridan before
That
Taylor
was like
Sheridan.
the biggest
Yeah.
surprise of that year for me was Sicario.
That dinner scene in Sicario,
Bro,
I don't
the
know
whole
if I've ever seen
ending.
anything as tense as that in a while.
my
Like that. scene is
Although the
just
border scene is cool, I think that scene is
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are we doing here? And like, but yeah, I agree. The dinner scene, the time to meet God.
Yeah. What was
Yeah.
that? That was 2015ing, right?
Yeah,
Was
10
it
years.
Yes.
It's hardcore.
Yeah.
I loved
Yeah,
it. That was
that
the first
was-
Denis Villeneuve movie I ever saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sign the paper.
Off the top of my head, that was my
Not a
that was my
paper,
movie
brother.
of that year. Like,
Honestly, I would like Denis to start to work with Timothy Chalamet more. If
Yeah,
they absolutely this
absolutely.
route. I mean, I could see it.
Yeah,
You could do a sequel to A Complete Unknown.
Ooh,
Oh.
Denis version.
Very
Like,
well known. Yeah.
yeah, very well known.
I definitely like that Chalamet is
Give
thriving
Paul
right now.
Atreides powers to
Yeah.
Bob
Oh, yeah, me
Dylan
too.
and do a hybrid of the 2 franchises.
Ooh.
He's not
I was,
really
I was
stuck
I was a little iffy on Timothy Chalamet, but after Dune, he's fucking yeah.
Oh,
he's-
dude, people looked at him in Wonka and went, "There's no
No.
way this guy can be Paul Atreides." And then he did Paul Atreides in Dune Part 1.
I
People
walked
went,
out of Wonka during the opening credits. As soon as he
No
started
shit.
singing, I was like, "We are done here." I'm gone.
Yeah, I didn't like that movie at
That
all.
was the right move, and I liked him.
Wow.
Right move.
James, did you go see A Complete Unknown?
Yeah, I saw it. Actually, I went into a screening at the Alamo Draft House where they handed out an LP from Bob Dylan.
Oh,
as well as
wow.
wigs and glasses. So for my review, I got to put on the Bob Dylan, and obviously lacking in hair, but I got to put on the Bob Dylan wig for the video.
Damn.
Yeah.
Here you
Nice.
go.
Yeah, I-
So
Yeah, I
you
enjoyed
sat
it.
through- you sat through one Timothy Chalamet musical, but not the other.
Well, I was back in high school. I was just a Bob Dylan fanatic. I saw him actually play summer 1994. So yeah, Bob
Oh,
Dylan's in
cool,
my
okay.
wheelhouse.
Okay,
So-
that's fair. That's fair. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I was just giving you a hard time, but that's
Yeah.
really
I
well.
recommend if you haven't seen it. It also has Robert Pattinson, The King, on Netflix. I
Oh,
recommend
it's
that
good.
movie too.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Which is crazy because like there's like the poster is literally a behind the scenes shot of him sitting in a chair listening to the director give notes, and they took a photo of him and like, oh, this is awesome. And they just use it as a poster.
He's
It's
got
just-
some dramatic gravitas. He does. a
Yeah,
good
I
job.
mean,
Yeah.
it can be like okay, a little pretentious because it's like super serious, but once you get into the movie, like, oh, okay, like I get it. Because we watched the trailer, I'm like, okay, they're really like seriously hamming this up. I'm like, is it really that serious of a story? And then when I saw the movie, I'm like,
What's it called?
all right, The King.
The King.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
basically playing Henry V, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, Robert
Like the Battle
Pattinson.
of Agincourt against the French and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Shakespeare did it. If Shakespeare did it, it's got to be a pretty good story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing
But yeah.
go wrong there.
But yeah, but I think that was like the start of like where he was doing like more serious roles, or Timothy Chalamet. That's where I think things started like pick up for him in terms of like notice was like, oh, this like pretty serious like looking movie because the trailer's really good. So I mean, yeah, it's a good movie.
What did you
So,
say that
Oscar
King movie was
predictions:
on
will a
Netflix?
complete unknown get anything, or is it all gonna be Amelia Perez, or what's going to go down in a couple weeks?
I wish I gave a shit.
I want them to sing that penis and vagina song during the ceremony, just to
Like,
There's a
you
peanut. What?
like I'm not even saying that to like diminish anything you're saying. It's just like I'm at the point where everything just feels so fucking typical. It's like I don't care, you know.
But just in answer to Chainsaw's question, just look it up. Look up Amelia Perez penis and vagina song, and they should perform it at the.
I'm
Oscars.
good.
That'd be
Pass
hilarious.
on that.
It is.
No.
It is
Yeah.
easily the worst song that I've ever heard in all my days on this planet, but it is the most viral piece of the movie. So
The Oscars
Yeah,
have not been
We're
slapping
not gonna go.
No.
watch that.
Yeah, I'm trying to expand my horizons and watch more films out of my comfort zone, or just like watch more movies in general. I don't give a crap enough to watch that movie.
I'm
Like I
rooting
just
for
don't care.
Nora the Brutalist and A Complete Unknown
Nora.
and Dune Part 2. Those are the movies I'm hoping will pick up some Oscars.
Hopefully, Monica Barbaro gets some love for Complete Unknown because I
She was
really
great.
dug what she did with that movie.
She nailed it. Yeah. And when
Yeah.
she and Timothy are harmonizing and performing together, fantastic.
Yeah.
And she's smoking hot. We tell.
Yes. That is canon.
That's what matters.
That's
helps.
helpful. That is helpful.
That is also canon.
That is
That
helpful.
is also canon officially.
That is very
Officially.
helpful.
Yeah,
I need to check out the Brutalist and Honora. Those are the two ones that I gotta like
Honora's
find
good.
time.
I want to watch Honora. I'm kind of like on.
What I love was when Nosferatu started taking off. I saw a lot of girls posting gifs from Honora of her twerking, showing their excitement for like hoping Nosferatu or Count Orlok pays me a visit this evening. I was like, they're using like a sex worker movie to show their enthusiasm for a vampire.
Yeah, they
movie.
want the Orlok.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
I was trying to Orlokussy. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but Honora is a wild movie. And it's just a great, dark underbelly of New York movie. And Mikey Madison knocked it out of the park.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
I still have not gotten around to seeing The Brutalist, but it's on my list.
It's long, but it's good.
It's like a nearly 3-hour movie, isn't it?
It's considerably longer. It's 3.5 hours with the intermission.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Oh.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I heard Adrian Brody gives a fucking beautiful performance in that.
He nailed it. Yeah.
Is he nominated for Best Actor?
Yeah. If he walks in with a statue, that works for me.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I there's a lot of movies I need to watch, but I just haven't got around. I just keep watching random
Oscars
shit.
are so goddamn boring, but this year, because there's all this insane controversy surrounding Amelia Perez, it actually might be kind of entertaining to see what a shit show it actually becomes. Like, I might make The Slap seem minor by comparison. So I'm just hoping for full-blown melodrama and viral clips and just total anarchy, like just watching it all go down in flames. So yeah, I've got morbid curiosity about this year's Oscars.
It depends on if the Oscars were really dull beforehand leading up to The Slap like they were that one year, because really not a lot happened. And then like, what? Let's spice things up a little bit.
Exactly.
I like that The Slap happened the same year as the Batman.
Yep.
That was great. That was just beautiful synergy.
Yeah. No,
I walked out of my fourth showing of the Batman and I pull up my phone and it says Will Smith slaps Chris Rock at the Oscar. I said, no fucking shit. What? And then someone sent me the clip and I was like, oh, hot damn. How about that?
So I had the Oscars playing that night because I was on medical leave from work. So I literally had it playing. I was on my couch. I didn't really have anything to do. And I'm, kind of out of it. And it was like, I had been sleeping on and off. And then they're just sitting there playing it. And then the whole response wakes me up and I missed what happened. I was like, wait, what the hell just happened? Like, why is Will Smith yelling? And then I had to go back and look at the clip. I was like, oh, that's what happened.
Yeah, keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth. And they were like, bleeping it out. And it was bananas.
The funniest thing is, like, whenever they edit, and I can't remember what the names are, but the two DreamWorks characters that Will Smith and Chris Rock play, they made like an edit of the fish from whatever the hell that movie is, where he walks up and he slaps that one zebra that Chris Rock plays. I don't know character names,
Marty.
But yeah, he just waddles up there and slaps him. It's hysterical.
I was a fan of Madagascar. I love Marty.
God damn it!
Oh, is that what his name is, Marty?
Yep. I don't know the
Marty.
fish from Shark Tale, but I know Marty the zebra.
Julian is leaving us. You have to go. Now you're actually gonna go to bed.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's been so real. See you guys. I came back from Vegas yesterday. I've had a week, but
damn,
so real.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Good job, man.
Yes, thanks for being here.
Thanks. See you later, bro.
Where can people find you?
You can find me on TikTok. Jules reviews it all. Yeah, that's really it. All right, y'all be easy. Take care.
See ya, bro. Bye.
Who the fuck?
And I'm going to ride out on Julian's coattails as well. But Geeking with James Hancock tomorrow, we posted my video on my top 10 favorite Stephen King adaptations in movies. And so, it's the best place to find me. But thanks again for the invite.
Of course.
Greatly appreciate it. And I hope I didn't make too many references to women's bazumbas over the course of the.
Okay. Hold on. You heard a lot of really bad shit. You mentioning that, that's fine. It's fine. But
with what this guy did last week, you're fine.
Fantastic.
But we want you to come back, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Anytime. I love it. It's a great hang and great conversation. And so, anytime you want to come with James Hancock, that works as well. But have a good one, and everybody enjoy the monkey.
See ya.
See ya,
man. See you, man. Bye.
Who the fuck?
Who the fuck? All right.
Who the fuck?
Guys. All right. We need to calm down, people. Come on.
Why?
Jesus Christ.
Why?
Why?
It's a lot of bad stuff being said, man. Come on, these people. I don't want to scare these people away.
Phil's not hosting.
Bad stuff.
What are you talking about? What bad stuff?
Phil's not hosting.
I'm actually confused.
Yeah, so am I.
This is not the worst we've ever been.
Phil, I'm still confused on what you and I were inaccurate about.
Me too.
This is not
I'm still confused by
Jordan.
that.
This has not been the worst moment of council.
I feel like we've been
right?
pretty behaved tonight.
Did someone DM you again?
No. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
No, I'm dead. No, it's okay. I just don't want to. I just want people to like really. It's like I don't know. I'm just overthinking it. Maybe.
I think you are.
I agree. Well,
ever since that DM a couple days ago, that really just like rattled my brain a little bit. So it's really irritated me. That's fine.
Sorry,
oh, that one. Yeah.
I know. I'm in the middle too, so I'm like,
exactly. Like,
stuck.
Yeah,
but
I think
happens, so
I think that's the problem. Is that person? I'm like, okay. So I don't know. I need to stop overthinking it, but it just keeps like hitting me like. But it is.
I want to know the lore.
You'll
tell you
find
after
out.
stream.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's just like, anyways. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's been kind of a slow week, so it's been kind of like whatever. Like I had a struggle to find out what the fuck am I going to put in the thumbnail. Like, what are we going to talk about? Thankfully, it all worked out. But it's like, what the hell are we going to talk about this week? Like,
Very
Jesus.
slow week. Don't worry. Yeah.
It has been a little slow. I mean,
Maybe it'll pick up.
I mean, there's been stuff dropping, but it's been a little bit
Small
slow
shit.
as far as the circuit goes.
Yeah. It's like whatever.
It's been small fries
yesterday.
Wait, what?
Hey, we got some Last of Us posters today. Maybe we get a Last of Us trailer tomorrow.
Yesterday.
Yeah, small shit.
I'm hoping we do get a trailer.
Yeah, we could get a trailer tomorrow.
But I know they're having a South by Southwest panel, so I don't know if they're gonna have the trailer wait up until the panel. Because it's in Austin, and I think it's the month before it comes out, so they probably want to make it.
But South by Southwest, that's next month when that is.
Yes, it's in a few weeks. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, they might be waiting for that, but they also might be like dropping stuff there too, like since it's a bigger event. Versus,
there will be.
Yeah.
I know that
posters and then maybe a trailer tomorrow.
There will be a trailer for apparently. I don't know. Rumor going around Hideo Kojima's next project. That's going to be there. Rumored to be there as well.
Okay.
Oh, the Xbox thing, the old one.
That's
Death Stranding.
Because there's Death Stranding, and then there's the one he's doing with Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Which that's a weird combination, but at the same time, you're like, oh, that makes sense.
It's
all right.
a weird parallel.
Yeah.
And he too is having a panel at South by Southwest that they're gonna stream, I believe.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes, he is.
So
I literally got offered to like go to South by Southwest, but because I got Japan and Comic-Con to worry about, and then they dropped. Oh, by the way, The Last of Us is gonna be at South by Southwest, and I'm like, God damn it, man! I should have picked up that pass and whatnot. I didn't know. If I had known beforehand, I would be like, yeah, I'll go. But I didn't know.
The problem with these events now, like they don't, and like as I think the Star Wars Celebration in Japan tickets are now officially sold out, but we don't know. There's no official announcement of who or what's going to be there. I mean, we got to figure. Obviously, they're probably going to have like panels.
Cal Kestis show,
like Andor, probably a panel for Ahsoka.
Oh yeah.
Probably, obviously, some movie celebrations, something.
Mandalorian movie.
But yeah, Mandalorian. I think that. Yeah, I think they'll have probably a movie panel. But it's like, once again, are you gonna talk about shit that is actually gonna happen, or are you just gonna fucking talk again? It's because last time they did a panel, you guys better wonder what the Star Wars movies, and we keep hearing like, oh, the Rey movie may, like we don't know. It's like
we got another writer. Yeah.
When is Celebration happening again?
April 18th.
And then you got. Yeah, April, and then like the month after that is when third one PAX is, because for whatever reason PAX is in May this year.
And then Comic-Con's in July, so a lot of stuff back to back, like pretty close in proximity, like what's happening. So, and D23 is not happening this year. That's next year again.
Yeah, it's next.
Okay, gotcha.
Hey, you know what? That's one less thing you have to cover this year.
Thank God, Jesus Christ! It's just too much stuff at once. Like it's funny. Like there's certain points where there's too much crap to cover, and other times
there's not enough.
Nothing.
Yeah, you know.
We're waiting for that perfect balance.
Yeah, I think this weekend my plan is to probably finish up Spider-Man, and then I think we're starting Reacher tomorrow. My wife's like, because she was ready to watch it tonight, and it's like, oh, it's not dropping because all these reviews and shit were coming out like, oh, it's already dropped. Because people talking about Reacher, like, oh, cool, and like, no, it actually didn't. I'm like, crap.
Yeah, screeners and crap.
Wait, how many episodes do we know for Reacher tomorrow? I know that's a weekly show, but I wonder if they're doing like a drop, because I know Invincible dropped like what, 3 episodes or 2 episodes when it first premiered. So I wonder if Rich is doing this thing.
The first 3 episodes.
There you go.
Yep.
So yeah, the Reacher show's good. Yeah.
Yep.
And people are even more so saying, the people who've seen it or like commenting saying, yeah, this pretty much confirms even more so that Alan Richardson should be Batman. I'm like, I get it, but I mean, if he's announced as Batman, I'm not going to sit here and go, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's not. You know,
I don't think he should be personally, but that's just me.
I mean, look, if he's cast, I have faith that he'll pull out a performance that works for whatever James Gunn wants to do. But I don't know where they're at in the stage of even that movie. So
and like with that, and then like all the conflicting bits and delays with the Batman Part 2, we're probably still a good bit away from Brave and the Bold.
Or Brave and the Bold could start fast tracking. Who knows? Like we don't know what's happening, because we know right now in terms of waiting for God, what's his name? Directing
Machete.
Andy Machete. Like
Welcome to Derry.
Welcome to Derry to finish up. He said like he's not focusing on Brave and the Bold, but like what if, as soon as he's done working on Welcome to Derry, they already. Because, I mean, yeah, he'll probably be a part of the casting process, but James Gunn and Peter Safran are the ones who really cast Batman.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. But obviously, as James Gunn has said, we're not going to be doing any major decisions until we have a script, and maybe the script is not done yet, or the outline is there, but they're not going to just start jumping ahead and getting to shit.
And I can be patient when it comes to Batman. We're good with Batman.
Yeah, because we have Superman, Supergirl's filming, Green Lantern's is filming. We're good. We don't need Batman, but we know it's coming. It's just
we got the Batman Part 2, so we have Batman content.
Yeah. And Cape Crusader season 2 is probably going to drop maybe later this year. Who knows?
And then Ninja just got a trailer released for it yesterday.
Yes, it did.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, so there's plenty of stuff to look forward to that we just don't need to jump ahead. Plus, we have other projects that DC's working on, so it's fine. But I'm assuming
like Sergeant Rock apparently.
Sergeant Rock, and
apparently that is one project that has not been confirmed or denied by James Gunn, and I find that kind of interesting.
I think it's because it's true. He's just not ready to talk about it if he's not denying it. But maybe he's on the. Well, is he still confirming and denying shit as much as he has been, or has he been kind of pulled back?
Luca Guadagnino's doing his American Psycho movie next.
Yeah,
and the trades are making it seem like the next film he's doing is Sergeant Rock, and I'm like, there's kind of a disconnect going on here.
Yeah. And then we have like a Batman adjacent project coming. I don't know when, they haven't said, but there's that Dynamic Duo project still to come out.
Animated.
They're the one thing I can say for sure is like they're for sure getting a director for Clayface. They want that movie made.
Oh yeah.
They wouldn't. He wouldn't have put it out there that movie's happening unless.
And that's DCU, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
now Francis Lawrence.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they're fast tracking Creature Commander season 2.
Yep.
Francis Lawrence and Keanu Reeves are saying that right now they have permission to like develop Constantine 2.
Yeah.
And I think that's Elseworlds, obviously. I
put money on that.
I mean, but I think whatever. I mean, I'm fine with like DC going the approach. Yes, we're gonna have traditional, like what you would expect, Superman, Supergirl, but we're also gonna have other shit that is kind of more obscure because we gotta try something different.
In comics for decades, so people need to stop acting like it's a new thing.
Just do something different, right? Just do something different. That's fine. It's not gonna. All it's gonna do is just expand and explore more areas of DC to general audiences that just don't know. I mean, because always people bring up Guardians of the Galaxy, but people knew who that was in the comics, but general audiences know. But it's all about how you present it. It's not so much like the IP or whatever, or the people who know about it or not. I mean, look at the marketing, as we were talking earlier in the show, Longlegs. That's a brand new IP. The marketing got everybody talking about that thing. But look, if the marketing sucked, no one would have gave a crap about Longlegs. But it became a thing.
Because on the other side of the spectrum, you had Transformers, a known IP, yet the marketing failed Transformers 1, and the movie didn't do that good.
100%. That movie was fantastic, and they fucking botched it so hard. That first trailer was terrible, and they could not recover.
Nope.
And they kept on, and I get it. Okay, they're trying to go for family audiences, but my God, that film was dark. Guys, it's on the darker elements. You could have got more of a quadrant of an audience to come in. So marketing is the biggest factor. Like marketing is the true thing that's going to sell your product. So yeah, you can sell tickets based on Superman, but if the trailers are terrible, no one's gonna go watch it. Like you got to get them interested, or at least curious. And I think that's the biggest problem with like movies. Like, oh, they spend so much money on marketing, but they fucking are terrible at it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, if they need to not blow so much of their damn budget on marketing and actually craft a good campaign for that stuff.
I always look at the way they marketed the last couple of Marvel films. That I think the Quantumania and the Marvels, like those films, had pretty decent trailers because they showed the best parts out of context. When you go watch the movie, oh shit, it's not great. So that's also another problem. You're showing too much, or you're showing the best elements because you're not hiding anything. You're showing everything to get them in the seats because you know the product isn't good. So that's why I'm hoping that when they go in to start marketing these upcoming projects like Superman, like Supergirl, they show us really cool shit, but they're not just giving it all the way in the marketing.
Right.
And then you go and watch it and you go, wow, I could have just sat home and just watched the trailers because that's the best parts.
Yeah. And you can tell they're not giving it away because, like, when these trailers for Superman, Fantastic Four, all these things come out, people still watch the trailers and they still have so many questions. They're not just going to walk into the movie with everything answered for them.
Yeah, that's why I think there's a lot of discussion we had earlier, and a lot of people were complaining online. They felt that the Sinners trailer gave away too much. But here's the question. Does it really? Like, yeah, you may think it does because you saw the trailer for the first trailer and then you went back and saw the second one and went, they actually gave away too much, but maybe not.
Maybe not, yeah.
I don't know. Right? Because that's the thing. We don't really know until we see the product. Because I feel like the companion marketing, the first teaser was good, but then that second one gives away a big reveal, which I don't like that they did. And that's why I showed just the initial teaser to Shelby and said, do you want to go see this movie with me? And I didn't show her that second one because that gives away the reveal. Because she's like, why is she acting that way? I'm like, And then when we actually get to the real, she's like, I didn't see that coming. I'm like, well, this is, and I literally said in the theater, I said, this is why I didn't show you the official trailer. It gives away that moment. It gives away who she really is. So,
but did you see that before going and seeing the movie?
I saw a bit of the trailer. I didn't see the full thing, but when I saw the reveal, I'm like, and I know it's in the synopsis, but it's something they should have just hid. They should have found a way to hide it. Because in the first initial teaser they did. So, but she was, I still enjoyed it even though I knew it was coming. I was like, okay, cool. So, marketing. I don't know.
Yeah, marketing.
I don't know.
But when it comes down to the Superman and Fantastic Four, I think we'll probably get something at CinemaCon, which is literally right around the corner.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it's close.
and that's in April. I think it's April as well, right? CinemaCon.
Yeah, CinemaCon's in April. Yeah. That's in April. So it's like between now and April, that gives them a full month to basically start editing stuff and putting stuff together, compiling stuff.
They'll probably show footage because obviously, I think they've already confirmed all the major studios are going to be there. So they'll probably obviously show footage. They'll have James Gunn out there showing Superman footage, but obviously it won't be released to the public. But the hope is that it generates buzz and good word of mouth. Like, okay, we saw like a couple of scenes, or we saw like an extended like trailer montage thing. Like, okay, cool. Because that does happen at those kind of events where they show shit like that. Oh, your IEP? Okay, IEP.
Someone will wake up GI Robot.
Yeah, well, he said a BRB, but I think we can I think we're wrap it up. We can call it a night. It's been hectic. It's been crazy, but yeah. All right, we're gonna go down the list. We're gonna find everybody, and we'll call this thing. Phil, where can people find you?
Oh, everywhere there except for that god awful place known as X. But you can find me on Threads, Instagram, Vero. I think that those are all the socials. Oh, Blue Sky, you can find me there. You guys can catch me on YouTube. Just right there. You guys can listen to my show, Friday Phil, every Friday, 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, where I kind of do this, but just more solo. I have a Pokemon replay going on right now. I'm playing through Pokemon Silver. And I also have a Batman podcast that I do, but we haven't done anything in a while because me and Craig have just been really busy. And you can also catch me here every Wednesday. You can catch me on Party Nation every Tuesday. And most Fridays, you can catch me on the Vodka stream over at the Film Junkie channel.
Perfect. Ronan, where do people find you, sir?
Hola. You can find me.
Arriba.
You can find me at Ronan Unchained on YouTube and all the socials. Covering Invincible, which you'll have some stuff to see in a few hours. Daredevil Born Again, The Last of Us, The Bottles and Bricks. The Last of Us podcast is coming back in April in a big bad way of coverage. And yeah, there's a lot of iron in the fire I got. And I'm almost at 1,000 subs, so help me get there ASAP because then I want to get to 100,000 subs. So
yeah, buddy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Draven.
Oh, you can find me gooning to Phil later.
Yeah.
30,000 away from 100K. So yeah, follow me.
You'll get there. You'll get there. Maybe. Pink.
Probably not.
Okay, you can find me on YouTube, Pink Cubed, one word. I'm almost at 10K subs, since apparently that's what we're doing. I also stream on YouTube. I stream on Twitch, so Pink_Cubed on Twitch. Instagram, Pink_Cubed. I have a Blue Sky I've never posted, but hey, maybe you could be one of the first followers if you're feeling a little freaky with it. But yeah, that's me. Reaction videos mostly, otherwise doing just like gaming shit on streams and such. So.
And make sure to brush your teeth. 100%.
Make sure you brush your teeth. Dental health is important.
Yeah. Johnny?
You can find me being lazy and not streaming at Johnny Bravo 6 on YouTube and Twitch. And I'm 100K away from 100K, so yeah.
Hey, me too.
One day you'll hit it.
Yeah. Jake?
You can find me pretty much there on YouTube, Comaful. I'm gonna kill this guy.
I'm muting him.
I know. YouTube, Comaful. I know who it is now. I can do this all night. YouTube, Comaful, and Blue Sky are mainly the three that I'm on. We do Let's Plays here at the bottom. I have a Jack and Daxter Let's Play going on. Just did a video talking about the supposed Batman Beyond game that may or may not be coming. Who the hell knows? Also do Arkham rankings, character costume videos. Getting into reactions more now with whether it's trailers, TV shows, what have you. And I'm trying to reach 2,000 subs by the release of Man, so I want to see if I can accomplish that.
Perfect. And Taladia.
Is that kicked out?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't kick you.
Fuck you, dude.
I didn't kick you. That must have been Phil. That wasn't me.
Yeah, right.
You were making noise when Jake was trying to talk. Fuck off.
It wasn't me. Told you. See, Taladia.
Okay, you guys can check me out on YouTube at Taladia Plays. I'm at Taladia Plays _ on Twitter. I'll be doing some Marvel Rivals content on Friday, as I'll be playing as the Thing and the Human Torch. I tried to do it today, failed. I want to do it again on Friday on PlayStation Nation. And I'll also be doing some videos in regards to the Batman Beyond game, like Jake, but having other people's opinions and bringing that together. So stay tuned for that. And then next week, I'm taking a break, so I'll be doing some videos for Marvel Rivals content, so stay tuned.
You can't copy me.
Yeah, exactly. He's copying you.
Hey.
Thanks everybody for being here for Council of Creators episode 76. And I guess we need to start figuring out what we're gonna do for episode 100, because at some point we're gonna hit that.
Like Fallout 76?
Huh?
Like Fallout 76?
Yeah. Listen, dude. If we're still alive by 100, that'll be an achievement in itself.
100%.
I sure hope so.
Come on.
Well,
anyways, and hopefully next week we'll have more of a discussion, more things to talk about, because it's a slow week this week. We'll see what happens next week, but we will see you guys next week. Episode 77. Bye, everybody.
Peace. Many motherfuckers.